Welcome back to another extra very special Hobby Titans. I'm joined today by the internet's Adrian Phillips. Adrian, how's it going?
Oh, thanks. I'm doing great. Super excited for today's stream. How are you doing?
I'm doing good as well, and I'm really excited for what we're painting today. Yeah. Summer of Chaos, rolling on. I'm going to be working on this little guy, the Master of Executions. He is this little elite assassin character that we'll be adding to the studio's Alpha Legion army. Very excited.
Awesome.
What are you working on?
Ooh, I'm excited. I am coming back to a model I've been wanting to work on, which is the new plastic keeper of...
Okay, and here we are. So I'm not painting these guys, because these guys are already painted.
That's fair enough, fair enough.
But yeah, this is the way I'm going to be painting my Master of Executions. He's gonna, he's not an HQ.
Yep.
He's an elite, but like, who gets to have like these cute little elite characters, like one-off units that can like go in and crump? So I'm very excited about this.
It's an awesome model. I'm so excited to have another Master of Executions in the roster.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be cool. It's funny. I was like writing it up, and I was like, Master of Possession? Executions?
Yeah.
Ceremonies? What? They have a guy for every occasion in this army. So
I'm gonna do. Actually, you have the zoom. Let me hand him to you for a second.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna do a quick shoulder zoom. He's a weird amount of bone, which is kind of hilarious. I've been painting bone like all summer.
Summer of Chaos, not Summer of Bone.
Right, exactly. So this guy's like, I get to bust out my Alpha Legion and Bone just like all together. Very excited.
Yeah, I love it. It's such a weird model. This was actually one of the new ones from the last time they redid the Chaos Space Marines book. I asked you earlier, which head are you doing? I hate both of them, I'll be honest.
You were like, are you doing the stupid one? And I was like,
yes.
I think I'm not doing the stupid one. And then you looked at me like, oh, they're both stupid.
They're both dumb. They're so dumb. I think I replaced the head a long time ago, but it's an awesome model other than that. The bone, the leather, which is actually just human skin, is pretty sweet. So it's going to be Alpha Legion colors and just bone and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, and the cool thing about this is that I have done no work. And I actually, sorry folks at home, I forget. We did like Alpha Legion, we did it a very particular way, and we showed how we did it.
Right, yeah.
And then we were like, sorry, what I'm saying is, I don't know that we've ever shown it from the beginning.
Oh, interesting.
But then I thought maybe we have.
Yeah.
And then I realized I don't know.
Fair enough.
So
that's very informative.
But I'm doing it from the begining right now, because it's just one little dude I'm painting today.
Yeah, you might as well.
Might as well. He's assembled, of course.
Totally. Yeah, we actually both have single model.
Yeah.
So I have my Keeper of Secrets.
Yeah.
And
how far along are you on this? I'm gonna do a little shoulder.
Yeah, I got this far a long time ago, and just sat, and because I was like not super crazy happy with the results. I was kind of wanting to do something like Fingers RFW, who's super nice guy, Phil, met him in Gibraltar, and he's a really cool Instagram account, so go ahead and check him out. And he does these, oh my god, he has these beautiful pink and teal Slaanesh Daemons, and I really wanted to try to do something like that. So that had kind of informed my decision at the time. I'm not crazy about it. So, however, I've been recently repainting a lot of my Harlequins with new purples and pinks and all that stuff, and kind of taking them the things I've learned since last time. And I kind of want to do over on her. So mostly today I'm going to be focusing on skin, doing that over again. And so I'm excited. Just going to get a lot more contrast in it. And I always think of this advice that person gave you. That's been like my driving principle these last few months actually, is when you think you're done, go in with a lighter color and go again.
And choose to not be done yet.
Choose to not be done. And it's just been paying off so hugely. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to be kind of going back to the base layers, maybe black, but largely the purple as the base. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And yes, she is magnetized. One of the reasons I haven't used her too much is because I have two other ones that are ready to go. But I'm kind of going through my demon collection, expanding it, and kind of getting to what previously would be just all the B tier demons, basically. So the corn stuff, which I painted on stream with Kat, was just like, cool, these are cool, but we haven't really, we don't play much corn, so let's get it on the stream. Shalaxi, we don't play much on stream, so let's get it all ready for the new Chaos Demons book. So hopefully chat's doing well. But I'm excited.
Let's get into it. I'm going to start, I'll tell folks at home, I think we've talked about this before. We use Vallejo surface primer here a lot.
Naturally.
And whenever we bring a bottle of gloss in, this one's been marked by Kat. Someone has the responsibility of taking a silver permanent marker and writing gloss all over it. And so we just kind of alternate different ways of doing it, and it's been getting more and more extreme. But it's just like, oh my gosh, make sure you know this is gloss. Because all it does is just say slightly gloss.
It's this teeny tiny little thing.
It's like when we've all gone and been like, whoa, this store's non-oil. You're like buying third floor, just sneaking out to the car like you found something, driving home, and you get home and you're like, non-oil gloss.
I have had this really funny, well, it's not funny for me, but problem lately. One of my Agrax Earth Shades, I don't know what happened to it, it's super gloss.
Oh, it's just gloss.
No, it's not labeled as gloss.
Say that?
It just is glossy. And I keep every time I find it, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gonna put it on the side. I'm gonna label it, but not just yet. But I'll put it here so I know. And then inevitably I put another one. And I'm just like, which one was it?
Oh,
and then like I have to like use it and let it dry because when it's wet, it just looks glossy no matter what. And it's just like my lesson is just never learned. So it's so weird.
The thing you're describing has definitely happened to me before too,
Yeah.
and it's been a while, and I can't even tell you what product it was, but I just have vague recollections of like getting something and it was like, why is this so glossy and like it's not labeled that way?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like legitimately just the wrong product in the bottle or if it's like time or environment that can cause it to be, you know, the incorrect sheen.
Oh, I know what it was. And actually, it's back here. Before I was using a lot of titanium, AK titanium white ink, as you guys will probably recall, and I still am into the Vallejo Snow White and Vallejo Skull White.
Naturally.
Snow White is like ever so slightly cool, and Skull White's very neutral.
You're cool.
Thank you. And I got a bottle of Snow White that looks exactly like Skull White.
Oh,
I
weird.
just think it's Skull White. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sure they just crossed them out. No, Will, it's not it's not the new Agrax, which in some twisted way what might have made sense. It's an older one, which is what leads to me to be
just like an incorrect.
Unsure. Well, no, because it's old. Maybe I left it somewhere, and heat or something made it glossy. I don't know.
Think so?
I don't know. I'm not a paint scientist.
It'd be really funny if we found out that that's how they make Agrax Earthshade gloss.
They heat them up, leave them in the sun.
They take a bunch of them and put them in like the microwave for like 5 seconds.
Or I also like to think of it. Maybe it's maybe they have to ferment. You know, it's like, oh, this is a 6-month-old Agrax Earthshade.
I like it.
This is a 10-year-old Agrax Earthshade, fine vintage, 2012, great year.
Look, we started a little late today. We had a weird audio thing, but also I was cleaning an airbrush.
Yeah.
So let me say that while we were waiting, and honestly, this went back to as soon as we put the stream up. Megan loves to, speaking of chaos, loves to sow chaos.
Ah, yes, indeed.
And it is true that we have conversations in the studio.
What?
Often.
I was not speaking until we went live.
Like like Meg will be here, or Mel will be here, especially. And when it's like you, me, Meg, and Mel, we often talk about fairly domestic, lame things.
Yeah.
A few, maybe a month or so back.
I know, this is out of nowhere. I'm like, wow.
This is a while
I thought
back.
I got away with this one.
Yeah. You had sort of this opinion on dogs. Now, I will say, we're going to read Megan or Prime Vino's super chat here in a second. I will say that because I've been in the position you're about to be in, which is
the hot seat.
Yeah, which is where I said that orcs don't really fit the definition of civilization. Everyone then later thought that I really meant culture,
right?
Which of course is not the same thing.
It's not what you actually said.
So here we go. Prime Vino. Adrian, Megan says you hate dogs. Explain thyself.
Oh my God.
Were you a newspaper boy in your youth and got chased by dogs?
Right. No. Just like Zach said, I don't hate dogs. I hate dog people.
Yeah.
No, I hate the fact that people own dogs. I hate the fact that, look, dogs are great. They're awesome. But I'm human, and I don't own a dog. But it feels like often, when people own dogs, they sort of enforce that paradigm on everyone. Like, I don't have a dog. I don't want to deal with your dog and its noisiness, its like aggressive, like just everything about the dogs are so invasive. And I've had, those good dogs are trained well and it's not really a problem. But I'll be honest, most dog owners are terrible about taking care of their own dogs. And definitely informed by the fact that I live in an apartment. I've lived in apartments for many years. And let me tell you, there are so many dogs in these apartments. Like, these people should not own dogs. It's irresponsible to the dogs. You're like, it's just like they don't have the space, they don't have the time. So, you know, I work from home a lot of the time, and it's just like these dogs are just barking constantly. It's just like, it's not even the dog's fault. Don't hate dogs. It's the people. It's just like, what are you doing? You should not have a dog. And now I am basically having the bad parts of having a dog without having the good parts of having a dog. So, yeah, like I can't even, you know?
I'm going to jump in here and defend him and say I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Like, even good dogs that aren't like bad, like I come to your house and a pit bull bites my arm, like that sucks. That's just bad.
Yeah, that's
but like, I come to your house and you have a black lab, and like you've never really cared too much to like get your black lab not to jump up on people.
Yes.
And
yes.
they're like, oh, he's okay. He's like,
no.
It's annoying, man. Like,
It's
get
so
your
annoying.
stupid dog off.
And then you have to like pretend to be okay with it, and you're like, oh, it's fine. He's so cute. It's
Oh,
like,
we
no,
all love it. Oh.
it's horrible.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
And to this end, I actually will have a hot take here and say that a lot of little smaller dogs that people traditionally make fun of, in some ways I think are better.
Yeah.
We had a Chiweenie, which is a Chihuahua,
Oh, yeah.
and it's very barky.
Yeah.
Very yappy. But like it would never hurt anybody. It would come in and bark, and it is still very annoying, but it doesn't jump up on you. I don't know. They're good dogs. They're good dog owners, but I'm with you. I totally get what you're saying.
The small dog thing is weird too, because I think people with small dogs feel like they have permission to get away with things that they don't. Like, you know,
Definitely.
they have like the small dogs that are aggressive and they're like coming up to you, running at you, barking at you.
I told you this story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, just because your dog like couldn't do anything to me doesn't make this okay.
Yeah, I was out for a walk like maybe a year ago, and there were kind of two people owning this very tiny, like I was walking, suddenly this little tiny dog was running right at me.
Yeah.
Like right beelining towards me fast and barking. And up the street I see I don't want to be rude, but they're just like very, very, very heavy people, like to a disability level.
Yeah.
And they can't keep up with this small little dog. And they're not, they're kind of just like, they're not super stressed about it.
Yeah.
Because they know it's not actually going to hurt me.
Right.
And it
you don't know that.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
But as it gets close, it does start doing like the rotating around me thing.
Yeah.
It's not trying to nip me or anything. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, if I had like a little 4, 5, 2, 3-year-old with me, and like I'm holding his or her hand and we're walking down the street, and it's like,
it's horrible.
It's not cool, man. And like you can't keep up with your dog. Like, that's a good example. Yes, it's a little dog. Yes, the consequences are small, but I'm with Adrian on this.
Yeah, look, Belle goes with us. This isn't a hot take. It's just being responsible. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying right there.
Yeah.
It makes us a lot of stuff, but we don't have to worry about what she said. It's fine.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and this isn't over. There's like 4 or 5 super chats in the pipeline here about dogs and this developing situation. For example, thank you, Ted W.
Hey-o.
Adrian, now that we know the truth about you and dogs, what kind of dog seems least like a dog to you? Which canine doesn't fit with the others?
Oh, wow. Fascinating. Which dog does not fit with the other dogs?
Well, Adrian and Zach are physically aging before our eyes. Grumpy old people.
You are so right. You're so right. I didn't have this. Mel especially didn't have this opinion when we first started dating. She was like, "Oh yeah, I want dogs for sure." And now it was like went from like really wants dogs, and I was like, "I probably want a dog," to like, "I definitely don't want a dog." She's like, "I don't know," to like, "Neither of us don't like dogs. We don't want to see dogs."
Let's come back to Ted's question in a second. Sorry, Ted. We were also talking about this, and we were kind of saying how like just if you have a dog, like okay, so in the Bay Area there's dog park. It's big dog country out here.
It is big dog country.
And so
it's big country for small dogs.
But also a lot of big dogs.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And the thing is that like if you go to a dog park, like this becomes a major component of your life.
Oh my God, yeah. I've seen it happen. I've seen it grip a person and be like, basically they become like dog parents.
Yeah.
And that's like who they are.
Like the last like 10 years of my life, of her life, not my life. I'm still alive, guys. My grandmother, on my dad's side, lived to be 98. And she was always sort of just like, she was very nice, but not super like outgoing and sociable, didn't go out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like last 10 years of her life, they got a dog, her and my aunt, that lived together, like down in this like row house in Baltimore, and like that was just like that was it. They just like they used that dog for everything.
Yeah.
They didn't go to my mom's funeral to stay home for that dog.
Oh no!
Like people were like, "Oh, I can't. Gotta watch the dog. Oh, the dog could get out. Oh, something could go on with the dog."
my
Like people use their
God.
dog for like everything. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
can't go on this vacation because the hotel doesn't take dogs. Or yeah,
Exactly.
I know. I love dogs. I think Adrian loves dogs too.
Sure,
But
dogs are great. I just don't like people.
the ownership and the situation around a human and a dog co-inhabiting is fraught with issues. I think.
I do. Yeah, exactly. I think maybe guys, maybe it's just not working out. Maybe we just shouldn't anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how about we just not?
We gave it a 100,000-year run.
Yeah, it was a cool try.
It had its ups, but yeah.
It's a cool, if weird idea, but just didn't work. Man, I really. Did you also start immediately with the clog like I did?
You know the answer to that.
I know. It's
But
an
I
Airbrush
also-
stream, everybody. I really don't want to put this black paint in here.
How close am I to not using this one anymore?
Oh, yours is bad too, huh?
No, mine's good. I just
I'm gonna risk it. I just need a little bit more. Okay.
wait.
that feels good.
What do you need? You just need some. You need
need
black.
black.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Sorry. I should have just handed this to you.
No, it's too late. It's in.
No,
Oh,
I
it's
thought
so much better.
it's okay.
It's better.
Okay. If you need it, I thought you were like I was preparing to like hurry up and finish and then just hand you this to use for whatever you need.
Right. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Together we will get through this. So.
Anyway, okay.
I
What
did
dog?
not back for my opinion.
What dog is not like other dogs? Like feels like it's not really a real dog.
Well, there's different answers to that.
Yeah.
Because small dogs are not actual dogs, but I like them actually less. Like
Oh, okay.
they're farther from dogs, but I actually like them less.
Okay. I actually like small dogs
They're
mostly.
so annoying.
Yeah. Our small dog was very annoying.
They're the worst culprits of everything we just talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. She was
I will
annoying.
say a dog that I like.
Yeah.
I like huskies.
Oh, I like
know I
huskies,
can't have
too.
a husky because I live in California, and
Yeah.
I until very soon live in an apartment. It's just not responsible for the husky.
Yeah.
But I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
So they're cool. I love bulldogs, but also they're kind of an abomination against nature and shouldn't exist. So
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
guilt of being part of the species that created their species that literally can't breathe.
Oh
So
my
as much as I
gosh.
would love to have a bulldog, A, I feel guilty, and B, that's a lot of medical bills. Like you
Bulldogs.
will have that point in your life where you're like, do you want to spend $10,000 or do you want your dog to die? And I really don't want to be in that position. This is dark today.
Yeah. This is dark.
Summer chaos. Hey.
Melody Wallace, thank you. Melody says, Zach, tell me your cutest dog story, not Adrian. I don't know if she means don't tell my cutest dog story to you,
Yeah.
or you don't tell a dog story, or probably both.
I have
to
a hunch
degree.
as to which one it is, but who knows?
I don't know. I do like dogs. I do like huskies. I love border collies. But again, I would need like more property to have a border collie.
Yeah, border collies are cute. I like
And I would probably need just a different time where I can, in my life, where I had more time to, especially during when I was young, like deal with it, interact
Yeah.
with it, make sure it doesn't grow up to be a bad dog.
yeah.
So, cutest dog story. Our dog. We had this dog Kiddo that Megan had
Kiddo.
when I met her,
Yeah.
and then we got a cat that we still have. Kiddo has since passed
Oh.
because she's dogs don't live all that long, and Kiddo
cat
was
lives on.
pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kiddo was already kind of old when we got Bartok, and they would play.
Yeah.
They would like wrestle and play, and it was kind of funny. Like the same thing would always happen, which is Kiddo would start it,
Yeah.
and she'd start it by just like randomly squaring off on Bartok. Like she'd be walking,
Yeah.
and she'd quick like get down and like kind
Right.
of square off, and like her tail would be going crazy. And he would, he's a cat, so he'd be like, he'd just like look over and be like, all right, let's do this. And then he would like tackle her or something. Like,
Yeah.
and then it started off cute. You hear like, and they'd be rolling on the
Right.
ground, and then you just hear her screaming. And what we
Like
figured,
a human scream?
like little dog scream. And it always went this way. It didn't take long. It took about 10. Oh yeah, that's the story. That's the one, Meg. Yeah, that's the story. It took about 10, 20 seconds. It took about 10 or 20 seconds, and then you'd hear her start screaming. And what we eventually found out is that Bartok when cats are really like armored against each other's claws because they have 2 layers of skin.
Yeah.
And Kiddo did not have 2 layers of skin. And, like we don't either, right? Like if a cat scratches you,
horrible.
like, so when 2 kittens are playing with each other, they do put their claws into each other, but it's really for grip.
Right.
So Bartok would like put his claws out, and they would just sink into Kiddo, and she would just get up and scream and run away. But actually, no. Megan is reminding me of the story. We had these 2 animals for a year during like the recession. We lived with my parents in rural Pennsylvania.
Nice.
And we had this side door at my house, and it opened one time when we had Bartok and Kiddo who stayed inside.
Right.
We could take Kiddo out a little bit, but not Bartok. He's a cat. He's young. He would just go anywhere.
Yeah.
And the door opened, and like we were doing stuff, and I looked over and I saw this door open. I was like, Dad, did you know this door's open? He's like, no. I was like, did you open it? He's like, no, it probably blew open or something.
Yeah.
And of course, we were like, oh crap, where's Bartok? And we looked around, we could not find him. And it was like I'm not gonna say blizzard, but pretty heavy snowfall outside.
No.
And it was nighttime. You're like, oh crap. So we go outside, and we're like, oh my god, like what's going on? And we're like walking around, and we had the idea to go get the recession.
Willow thinks you're a vampire.
That's the depression, Willow. The recession was like 2010. This was literally 2010.
Everyone take note, in this story, when he goes outside, he also specifically mentions it's nighttime. Because he couldn't go out during the day.
Yeah.
You're like, it's nighttime, so thank God for that. But...
yeah, thank God we could go get our cat. I mean, anyway, we walked, and I don't know what gave me the idea, but I was like, you know what? We can't find him, and I'm a little worried because he's kind of young at this time.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, you know what? Let's go get Kiddo. And for some reason, Bartok it makes sense. Bartok had just like picked up on the sound of Kiddo's jingling collar, and we kind of knew that he was aware of that sound, and like, because we would see him like hanging out with us, and then Kiddo would start coming into the room, and he would like get right, and he would love to like hide and kind of scare her, right?
Yeah.
So we knew he knew the sound of her collar jingling. So we took her on a walk, and basically in the middle of the walk, like we were walking around my neighborhood, it was super dark, snowing. He just like came bolting out, and like him and Kiddo started like licking each other and getting all excited.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it was very fun. And then he literally just like, it was a cat.
Yeah.
He literally just walked right back with us to the house. Like he was like another dog.
That's amazing.
Off leash, just like
That's so
just
cool.
walked right back with us. Yeah.
That's super cool.
So she basically like found him for us,
That's
or
awesome.
helped him find us with her stupid little collar.
Right.
And we were like yelling his name, and it wasn't working. And then like we walked, and he came running out. It was like they were all like licking each other. It was like so cute.
Cats are great, man.
Yeah.
I have a cat story. You guys like your cat story?
Yeah. Yes, we want to hear your cat story.
It's a cat story. So it's a story ultimately about power.
Okay.
As all cat stories are. So my cat's name is Rhea, which is a very elegant name for a not elegant cat. She looks beautiful, but she is just the devil, which is great. And so she gets very uppity around home, as cats do, and Mel is like very empathetic, which is great, you know. But she was always like, oh, like Rhea needs a friend. She needs someone to play with. Like, feel bad. She's by herself. I'm like, she's a cat. She doesn't care. She just like sleeps all day. She couldn't handle another person. Like when we adopted her, she was like the runt, or like a runt of a litter. Basically, she's smaller. It was, you know, we adopted her because that's what you should do. And she was in with the old cats because apparently when she was with the cats her age, she would get beat up by them.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty sure. Down the years now, I'm sure it's because she kept picking fights with the other cats.
Oh, I see.
And then losing them.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say she had it coming, but so yeah, she was like, oh yeah, we should have someone socialize. I'm like, no, like first of all, whenever you get a pet, you're like rolling the dice. You don't know if that pet is gonna have issues mentally, physically, like.
That's very true.
I love them, but it is scary, and I have seen the south side of it, you know, with my parents and their cats, and years of just. And it's tough, especially if you adopt them older.
Mm-hmm.
She was 2, so it's like not too bad. Anyways,
Yeah,
so
two's not really that bad.
two's not bad.
They're still pretty like impressionable.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, John, fellow cat person in chat? How do you do? And so, you know, she mentions it on and off and blah blah blah. Then her mom gets a cat, And this cat his name is Lammy. And that's not a name that a cat should have.
Lammy?
Lammy, like the lamb, like a lamb, Lamby. Lammy.
That's okay. That's an okay name. You don't
There's
that
like
name?
some special there's something horrifying about naming animals after other animals. There's just something messed up about it.
People do that with dogs and cats.
Yeah, our friend Chris's
Bear.
dog, his name is Moose.
There's a bear.
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Lammy, who's this like tiny flat face, like mega flat face cat. He just looks like the dumbest animal, but it's like something super endearing. He's like a horrifying, like a Muppet from like a horror movie or something. But he's like super sweet, like the sweetest cat you'll ever see. Super nice, super dumb. He's just like totally clueless. And so her mom comes to visit for like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. And of course now suddenly there's this other cat in the house.
Which is actually a weird thing for cats. Like,
They hate
They're
it.
not really into it. It's not
No.
like, yeah.
But Lammy loves Rhea. Lammy's obsessed with Rhea.
Oh, I see.
And would like literally like bring, like Rhea would sleep in our room at night, especially when they were there, because like Lammy was out there. And in the morning we would find like toys and little things like literally left at the door for Rhea from Lammy.
That's fun.
And he just loved her. But every morning she'd like come out. She's like, "Is that weirdo still here?
Yeah.
Where is he?" And then she'd be like, she's totally clueless, and so she'd be like, "Okay, he's definitely gone." Like, and he'll be like 2 feet from her, but he's like pitch black with like a flat face with like no eyes. So he has eyes, exaggeration. But and anyways, and so she'd see him. She'd be like, "Oh my God, you're still here!" and start hissing,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
go back. And he was just in love with her. So it was great because Lammy was super cute. It put Rhea in her place, and it showed Mel that Rhea just can't hang with other cats, so we don't need another cat.
Yeah.
So everyone wins.
Yeah, we do have 2 cats, and they do get along,
Yeah.
and they're pretty funny. They're two dudes.
2 dudes. Did you introduce them young or?
Not really. Bartok
Yeah.
was 4 when we got Joplin,
Yeah.
but they get along. They're funny. They get along totally fine. They lick each other, clean each other, and hang out.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're like the bestest of friends, but they.
They tolerate each other.
Yeah, I think they do like each
More
other,
than
but
tolerate?
yeah, it's definitely that.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I would say that's enough cat and dog talk. By the way, I love cats and dogs. I think it's weird when people are like, "Oh, I'm a cat person. I'm a dog person."
Yeah.
I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
these are
They're animals.
like they're
I
cute.
like both,
I like both.
but not dog people.
And sometimes cat people can be bad too, especially those cat people where you go to their house and they like have not managed how to have the house not smell like cat pee, like, and they're just like used to it.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, we always check with friends, like especially new people. Like, does the house smell like cat pee? Does the house smell?
Right.
Like? And they're like,
Are we
smells
losing
like-"
it?
Yeah, because you might not know, right? Like
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah. Makes sense.
Thank you, Nurgle Matthew. What about chaos dogs? Which dog breed is most likely to have which mark of chaos? 7.
Sevens. What's up, Nurgle Matthew? Thank you, as always, for your generous support.
Well, pit bulls are like, yeah, what is it? Like the really, yeah, pit bulls.
Pit bulls have the bad rep.
They're like,
Yeah.
they're like definitely corn. I do have not the most. If you're a pit bull fan, my takes on pit bulls are probably not. You
Yeah,
would be
you're
a fan of my
Yeah.
pit bull takes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, they're scary. Did you ever
cute.
see No Country for Old Men, where they're like, it's like the drug smugglers
No.
in the 80s, and they use them as weapons, basically.
Yeah.
And then one of them just like hunts Josh Brolin down relentlessly.
Jesus.
Like he goes into a river
Yeah.
to swim across.
Yeah.
And it just like jumps in the water.
Oh,
It's just
my
like coming
God.
right after.
I mean,
him.
they were trained to do that.
That's- yeah, I
that
mean,
was
yeah,
like a
yeah,
thing
yeah.
people had to deal with.
Again, that's dog people.
Dog people.
We're told,
Look,
right?
have you read White Fang? Dog people. They're the problem. Okay, just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, which dog would have which mark?
I mean,
You think that's corn?
Yeah.
People are gonna be upset. Yep,
well,
there we go.
someone's got.
It's already happening.
Someone's got to be corn, right?
Somebody's got to be corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Who else could be corn?
Any kind of like dog that people will train to just
Yeah.
run straight at. Like, I mean,
bulldogs too?
Yeah, it's sad, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's sad, but like
That's fair.
that's what like no. I mean, people don't train Chihuahuas to do that.
Actually, you know who's actually mean dogs? I don't like.
Yeah.
That's not true. I shouldn't say that. I already said that. Is poodles.
Oh,
And
poodles.
especially like labradoodles and stuff like that.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
no, labradoodle might calm them down a little bit. Poodles are just like not nice animals,
they?
and they're not good with. They're like mean with kids.
I
They,
know
like,
that
attack
they're supposed to
kids.
not be good with
And
kids,
they're just ugly. Like, no, do you want to touch that fur? That is gross fur.
It looks
Okay,
a little gross.
the gross.
I'm not big
curly
into
fur.
the wire
Ugh.
hair. Yeah.
Oh my god, so gross.
I'm kind of with you on that
Oh
one.
my god. So poodles kind of Cornish. Bloodhound for corn. Bloodhounds are super cute.
Oh,
no, wait, what's the one? The basset hound is the big eared ones.
Yeah.
Which I had a basset hound living next to me too recently. A basset hound. Who has a basset hound? That just howls. It's like the classic,
Beagles.
howling. Yeah, beagles.
as well.
Oh my god. Ugh, Chihuahuas. Terriers would be Zeech. Terriers would be Zeech. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, honestly. Who would be the Nurgle one?
I don't know. I'm
Actually,
trying
pit bulls are probably Nurgle.
pit bulls.
Not pit bulls. I'm sorry. Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
are
Yeah,
Nurgle.
bulldogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem a little nurgly.
They're very nurgly in like the best way possible. They're so cute.
I
They're just
do-
like so ugly and so cute.
Do you see the way, like, I'm like pretty confident. I think I brought this up before. I'm pretty confident, like, GW based the design off that new Crude Hound from the Kill Team box off of a pit bull.
Yeah.
And
They're
I think
like yoked.
that's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Because that's like, I'm talking about that movie. I'm talking about movie like where I've seen that. That's
Right.
like how I imagine Crude Hounds being used, right?
Totally.
These hunting Crude packs just like letting them off the leash and
Yeah.
they just like go straight like,
So cool.
yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing wrong with basset hounds. It's like quintessential like dog like howling in like a foggy London evening, It's a basset hound. And there's one right next to me. And I was like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Why am I like this?
Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you, Ty.
Swear to
Howdy,
God.
Titans. Just want to say I've been loving all the new kinds of shows.
Yay.
The comp talk shows are really fun, informative, and loved the narrative game.
Thanks
thanks,
so much,
Ty.
Yeah, Ty was in chat this morning with us.
Yeah,
So thank you again for joining us once more. It's been a lot of fun.
yeah. We've had like a public access style day today.
I know, right?
We did a show in the morning for members of Tabletop Titans.
Top times.
Talking about Old Town Throwdown, which is an Age of Sigmar event I went to this past weekend.
Heck yeah.
If you're a member, that's VOD now, and you can check that out. We talk about that event, which is a really cool event. Talk about a little bit about state of competitive Sigmar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing a bunch. John and I have been doing talk shows as well.
Yeah.
And we did narrative. Look, there's been a lot of stuff on Tabletop Titans. We're kind of getting back to our roots.
Yeah.
More content, more better, and what we do best is live shows. So
Yeah.
it's been fun. We're trying to get into more of that kind of stuff. So really appreciate it, Ty, and honestly appreciate you hanging around, being here. Making it all worthwhile.
Live,
All right.
it's very true. Live
Farming
shows are
is life.
fun. It takes me back to when I was a kid, when I was in high school. Somebody the other day asked, like when me and Bridger, I think were on stream. Oh no, it was when I think John and Bridger.
Okay.
If any of us have ever considered taking acting classes.
Oh, interesting.
I haven't as an adult, but when I was a kid, you have those like, like in the yearbook in your class, it's like most likely to blah, blah, blah. I had most like drama, like dramatic, not like a drama causing person, but because I was in like all the plays and musicals as a kid.
You were? I could totally see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I was in like all of those. And so I was also coincidentally on the yearbook staff. And so that it's been taking me back to like those days and of being on a production of any type. It's great. It's a lot of good energy.
Yeah.
And the time flies by.
It goes so fast.
It goes really fast, and then it's over, and you're like, "Oh man, that was great."
Right.
And you're good exhausted. It's like a really good exhaustion.
It's very satisfying, yeah. No, and it totally is like theater. It's just like that with the tech and the prep and like, it's just like make sure everything is cohesive and ready to like how do we tell the story to you guys? How do we present what when? It's very fun to do. And editing, I like editing too, but it's a very different vibe, It's the process of creating the end video is very different.
It's we also like when I was in those, I didn't do the tech, right? That was the tech crew. And
Right.
This is high school in the 90s, so of course we all made fun of them. Now I'm doing both of those things.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a beef stick with Yearbook staff people.
Oh yeah? No, man, Adrian today. Whew, jeez. Look, can we just maybe suggest that Kat and Adrian have hotter takes than me? Like, we need to redo that chart. Wherever that chart is of spice level.
Spice level.
On your takes, somebody made like a spice level of hot takes, and I was I had the hottest. Yeah. I think we need to recalibrate that.
I mean, I'm just saying there's a lot of injustices in this world. This isn't so much a gripe with like all yearbook staff, but it is.
Okay.
No. So when I was, this was like sophomore year of high school. I was interviewed, as one is. It was like one of those ones where they kind of were asking students questions about what's your favorite song, favorite band, favorite whatever. And so it was like, of course, like, what's your favorite song? And of course, at the time, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Of course, it's like a hipster, 15-year-old thought it was. I mean, it's a great song, but
And they were just change it to that Third Eye Blind song.
I was like, do you need me to spell it for you?
Oh no, that's too late.
That's too late. You're old, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's more like
Maroon 5.
Yeah, like the late Maroon 5. Katy Perry had just become a thing, basically.
Okay.
Lady Gaga was at her prime. That's it. I said it. Anyways.
It's like Poker Face?
Poker Face, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the best. As she became more like artistically inclined, the music was like not for me. But now I like her again. Anyways, so Bohemian Rhapsody, so excited. I'm going to be in the yearbook. Little section, Adrian Phillips. What's your favorite song?
Yeah, that sounds like something to really be excited about. But when
I know,
you're a
right?
kid, though, of course.
To be clear,
Yeah.
it's a rhapsody, right?
Yeah.
Rhapsody.
Yeah.
But the way they wrote it, Bohemian Rap City.
I was going to wonder.
Which is just... And now I look like an idiot. Like, I don't even know the actual thing I'm talking about. It's just traumatizing.
So, that is...
Zach is red.
Oh, yeah.
You did blush a little bit.
How off I was with Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind.
Wow, that's interesting because I would say that that's great beef to have with the yearbook staff, and that is just insane that they didn't catch that.
Like, what?
That's not like an obscure song even in the 2000s.
No.
Like, yeah, that's absolutely...
Like that Bohemian Rhapsody. That's me, man. Always listen to the Rhapsody.
Oh my God.
So I try not to hold it against you now, knowing your former occupation.
No, I don't. That's hard for me to imagine any of that would have happened. By the way, I had to make a yearbook, guys, without computers. We use computers a little bit.
Whoa.
But we use like these,
typewriters?
No, we had like these graph papers, and we would like submit the pictures and submit the blocks of text.
Oh yeah.
And like,
classic, man.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We did use computers. To say we didn't use computers at all is not exactly correct.
Yeah.
But it was a lot without computers, like an alarming amount. Like you guys would be shocked.
So just to be clear, when you say computer, your abacuses don't count.
No,
right?
no. The digital. There was a lot of non-digital computer, like. No, wait.
Punch cards.
No.
You use punch cards.
No, there was no. It was like.
That's fine. Punch cards are cool.
It was like these graph paper type things that you used. It was
that you
weird.
punch holes in.
That Jostens gave you.
Jostens?
Yeah, that's the company on the East Coast that makes all the yearbooks and school rings and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were really shills for Jostin.
Yeah.
Look, I spent a lot of my youth as a Jostins shill. I'll be honest. Thank you, Broken Chef. Thanks again, Ty, by the way, and
Appreciate
thank you, Broken Chef. Zach, I was inspired by your airbrushing and upgrade to a Sotar. I saw that. I saw that in the thread and saw your pictures, and we have them on fan stuff of your Sylvaneth. Just wow with what I can do now. Any tips about additional care? John is a fiend.
John is a fiend.
That's kind of the great thing. I hate to say this, Broken Chef, but sort of the great thing about the Sotar is, the same care that you're putting towards your other brushes should really cover it. I will say there's a couple other things, though, that maybe we can add. Sure. As always, just run water through it. Be running water through it all the time. Mm-hmm. I almost never thin any like Citadel Air, and I don't thin a lot of AK, third generation paint. But I do, or like I don't thin like this one, like the Vallejo Model Air.
You don't thin this?
Not like the Model Air.
Oh, Model Air, sorry.
Yeah. Through my Patriot, but I do thin more things through my Sotar. Yeah, and if anything goes wrong like once with a color, then I start thinning it typically. And so Citadel, like all these bones and creams, I'm actually going to use those today through the Sotar to do his skin robe.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't,
Skin robe.
yeah, his skin robe. And I don't know if I'm going to have to, thin it or not. If I'm honest, we'll find out. Actually, we'll find out right now because we're going to move on to that step.
Ooh, knit.
But no, Ty, I don't think I really do a lot different other than just the fact that there are paints I have to thin. I will say when you go to clean it and you take off all the front parts and everything, the little, I actually forget what it's called, the little nozzle, the little metal nozzle, is so freaking tiny, so easy to lose. You need to be thoughtful. Like there are hobby things we do where we're not thinking, because we know we'll get away with it. But you always have to I always move things aside, carefully screw it, carefully collect it. I always put it in a space where it's not going to get blown by your Sotar. Like if you're cleaning it with the thing off, that thing will just go zoop and it'll be gone. So you put it off to the side, put it somewhere safe, put it in a little one of these things, something like that. I always make sure that I'm keeping an eye on that thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Just don't be optimistic with your care.
Don't be optimistic with your care. I like that.
You think there might be a clog that's happening or about to happen? Just flush it out. Just play it safe.
Yeah, that's good advice actually. That is good advice. If it's not coming out right or something like that, then it probably means you're on your way to it. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. Mm-hmm. That's what I tend to find with if I don't maybe you right now. If I don't like the way paint is coming out of my airbrush, I typically will do a pretty intense cleaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what I find is it's not going to just get better on its own.
Agreed.
It'd be nice if it did, but it won't.
Yeah. Sometimes I just really hate airbrushes, man.
Yeah.
The worst. It's very frustrating.
It's a lot of cleaning.
But when they work, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but IBW always be watering.
Yeah, that's definitely my secret to keeping my airbrush
True.
on. Just running a lot of water through it.
And specifically water too, because some people will think that you want to be always putting cleaner through it or whatever. But what that's going to do is it's going to start to break down the paint like it's supposed to do. And unless you're doing a full flush, that will actually potentially create chunks if you're not extremely diligent about getting it out. So flushing it will get all the it will actually start to solidify some of the liquid stuff and start causing it to react and peel. So really just water most of the time.
Yep. Look, we are cruising along in the Summer of Chaos. It's getting close to the end, and we spent a lot of time talking about chaos and our favorite chaos units and our favorite. We thought today we would talk about some of our favorite haters of chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
Both in the grim, dark future of the 41st millennium and in the mortal realms of Age of Sigmar. And there are plenty. And I actually did a little bit of research for this today. I kind of started thinking, who hates chaos? First, let me think about this. Who hates chaos in 40K? Sure. Who hates chaos in Age of Sigmar? Yeah. And I started thinking about these two things. And I started realizing, wow, actually a lot of people hate chaos.
I feel like they're not making friends.
So let's talk about 40K quickly, and then Sigmar quickly about just generically how everybody hates chaos.
Okay.
So we know that the Imperium super hates chaos.
Yeah, they're not fans.
Not fans. We know that a certain Eldar hate it.
Yeah.
And it's evil looking Eldar too, like Drukhari. They don't like they hate it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And worth also pointing out, a lot fans of 40K lore will know that Necrons super hate chaos as well. The Satans, who have a complicated relationship with the Necrons, being kind of enslaved by them, also hate chaos. Mm-hmm. It's one thing they agree. Everybody kind of hates chaos. Tau have kind of lukewarm opinions on it, and they're just we're not really interested in any of that. Which is
we're gonna pass.
We're gonna pass. It's interesting. I don't know. Are there a lot of orc thoughts on chaos? They're kind of just can we get a good Crumpin out of them?
They're pretty chaos neutral. Good Crumpin is nice. They respect the heck out of Khorne's stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a little lore on like Nurgle orcs, but largely they're not really susceptible to chaos. They don't really care about chaos for whatever reason. So they're probably one of the few like chaos neutral, or if anything, chaos positive factions.
Okay. I know certainly in lore, like Megan and I had this, yes, we all know Hero Quest, but alongside Hero Quest, Games Workshop made a slightly less well-known game called Battle Masters, which was like an actual on the battlefield game. Instead of like just like a skirmish game like Hero Quest was. And in it, there's like a good guy army and a bad guy army. And the bad guy army is like orcs and chaos. Like,
oh, that's
like,
funny.
Yeah, like
because it's just all the bad guys.
Yeah, like it's just all the bad guys. I think the good guy army is like has some elves and has some yeah.
That's amazing.
And this is like from the early '90s, right? So anyway, I think it's kind of interesting. Now, meanwhile, in Age of Sigmar. One thing that's really interesting, and actually let's go through the list because some of this comes up as a matter of fact in this list, and we can kind of talk about it. So here we go. Top 5 haters of chaos. Okay, maybe some of the biggest and original haters of chaos in the mortal realms are the Seraphon.
Not fans, although they are demons themselves.
They are weird sorts of demons themselves, which is so compelling. If the lore, like this lore. This is also interesting tie-in. They also have like bizarre, interesting tie-ins with old ones and from the 40K and the Slan, who also hate chaos. Shocker. What's really interesting about look, these guys hate chaos so much that they have weapons that do more damage against chaos models. Right. Now they have been phasing that kind of thing out in both 40K and Sigmar. But the current the current Seraphon Battle Tome is like. This weapon does D3 damage, or D6 if it's a chaos unit.
That's a recent book too. It's not that old.
Yeah.
Craziness, man. Yeah, they're just haters. I love so I've been again. You've had to listen to a lot of this, but I've been playing Total War and I've been playing Lizardman recently, and it's just like you look at things like this, the Engine of the Gods, and like the Bastillodon. It's like wow. In hindsight, it was really obvious that these guys were aliens/demons from another world. Like they have lasers. Shooting from these like dinosaurs.
In fantasy, they didn't get into that so much, but in Sigmar, they fully like acknowledge that.
All those units are from fantasy.
No, visual.
But the whole alien
aesthetic.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. In Sigmar, they like now it's like there's Coalesced. They're the ones that have been down here. Chilling on Earth.
Narratively, they kind of explain.
And Starborn, right?
Why they're like this.
Yeah. But you can play those ones. You could play the ones who come down from the spaceships.
Because there was like nothing really hinting at that before, other than like they've been around for a long time. Something about old ones. And then the end times come, and this Slaanesh just like, see you later, and then they literally just fly away on a spaceship. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And they don't like chaos.
And it's funny. We always talk about there being like not a lot of good guys in any of these games. Sigmar, that's sometimes a little less true than 40K.
I can agree with that.
Slightly.
Slightly a little less true.
Slightly a little less true. I would say the Seraphon are like making a good pitch for being like some of the most definitive good guys in
They're pretty nice. They have some bad habits, I'd say. Some of the things more based off of like ancient Aztec and Mayan cultures. They do all the blood sports stuff. Or they used to in the old world. I don't know if they do currently. Maybe they're over it.
Maybe they got to have their systems.
Yeah. There's nothing like some blood sport.
So original haters of chaos. I love these guys for that. Okay, next. Okay, here we go. So this is where things get really interesting, at least in the Sigmar realm. We've got Nagash here. One thing I love is that in the Age of Chaos, when it kind of happened and what Sigmar started off, the current lore, a lot of people are down on the Sigmar lore, but I love how in the current start, there's this alliance between death and order.
I love it.
And it talks a lot about how order is not good. Like, they're not necessarily good guys. Like Daughters of Cain and Deepkin are in order.
Organized.
Right. And I love the way that like death is sort of an order offshoot. Like they actually also like order.
Right.
They just happen to do it through everyone being undead. Like everyone's dead, right?
Exactly.
And death is a part of the natural order or whatever, right? And chaos is like a problem for this. And then there's like, Nagash is always like the biggest like jerk about like, all the souls are mine. No one can take a soul. And like if anyone does anything weird with a soul,
that was the deal though. Nagash is like he's a little bit
too into it. I think that's what gets him.
But he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I mean, he's like, no, I get all the souls.
Technically, all the souls go to me first, and But then Sigmar, I know I'm getting off track, but he's like, well, technically, they're just coming back. So like, you get the souls when they die, and they just bounce back.
They didn't die.
Like, well, then they never get there.
Yeah,
like,
and you notice how those two talk. Well, technically, and they keep saying that to each other.
Yeah, well, actually. They both hate chaos, though.
They both hate chaos, and this is literally what made them allies, right? This is literally what causes the Order Death Alliance that kicks off the Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Is the fact that everybody hates chaos.
Exactly.
So original hater of chaos. I think with the next one, we're jumping into the 41st millennium. Oh yeah, look, okay. I had to include Ultramarines.
Ultramarines.
Like why? Why specifically Ultramarines? I don't know. I mean, like, how many covers since the late 80s have had these guys, like, you know, in one of those like Roman freestyle paintings going up like against Black Legion or if not orcs, it's always that, right? Like,
that's totally fair.
Certainly, as far as artwork goes, probably nobody has fought chaos more than Ultramarines.
Yeah, certainly as far as starter boxes go.
Starter boxes too, right? Yeah, which also often breeds a ton of artwork, right?
So exactly. No, I agree, 100%. And if you're going to talk about a Space Marine, like, thinking about chaos as the opposite of order, Ultramarines are the most organized. They're the most, like, rigid of the Space Marines.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Unlike some more free-thinking chapters, like perhaps Dark Angels.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't have put Dark Angels on this list.
Right. No.
Or did I? I didn't. Okay. More haters of chaos. Okay.
Haters of chaos.
Who else hates chaos? Here we go. Okay. Kind of similar to Nagash.
Oh.
The Necrons.
Yeah. Totally.
The Necrons are, like, again, super big haters of chaos. You don't really think about this when you think about Necron lore.
Sure.
It's not on the forefront. Like, hey, by the way, these guys super hate chaos. And specifically, what I want to include here is not just the Necrons, but a Satan, because they really hate chaos for not an dissimilar reason as Nagash does.
Agreed.
They want souls. They want to enslave the galaxy, both Satan and Necrons, and they're like, hey, can't do that if chaos is being, kind of rude and like doing it. That's literally what put them back to sleep, right? Yep. They went back to sleep because after like the War in Heaven, it talks about, or one of the things that caused them to take a while to wake up is chaos being around. They're like, this is annoying. We're not into this. We're going to bed.
Yeah.
We're tuckered out.
Tuckered out. Catch you later.
Anyway, I love this idea of chaos being this thing that everyone can agree to mutually hate. And by the way,
I love this theme. This is amazing.
For what it's worth, was it 7th or 8th edition end with those books that with Cadia falling and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
Did they not end? And there's a Necron helping them, right? Trazyn, the Infinite,
that's right,
was in that, like helping the Imperium.
Yeah.
Working with the Imperium because he hated chaos. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. That is pretty wild. That's like unheard of, right?
Right. I mean, that's like the Death Order Alliance in Sigmar. We all get now.
Exactly.
And this is that version of it. They're like, yeah, okay, like, I don't really like these guys, but like, man, chaos sucks.
Yeah. If these guys win, then we're really all in trouble.
Okay. Speaking of pretty much bad guys that hate chaos and work together, last but not least, we talked about her earlier today. We're going to talk about her again.
What?
Literally a mega.
This list is a little biased, Zach.
She's a mega hater of chaos. It's like,
let's hear it.
It's like the lore of Morathi since the Age of Sigmar has been all about, especially Slaanesh, because the Slaanesh elf thing is still kind of like a thing in Sigmar.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and she super hates Slaanesh, super hates chaos. And this is actually why they talk about like one of the strongest alliances in the Order faction is Stormcast Eternals and Daughters of Cain.
Oh my god!
Because they're like Daughters of Cain, like when Sigmar's like, all right, let's go kill some chaos. Daughters of Cain, like the #1 faction, talks about that they can count on to like show up and help.
I love it.
Yeah, because Matthew's like, oh yeah, we'll come help.
Yeah,
we're gonna come smash.
I feel like these Stormcast are hanging out with the wrong people. It's not a good influence on them.
It's not a good look, right?
Not a good look.
Not a good look. It actually, I have to say though, like it's in some ways it made me appreciate chaos as a villain more.
Right.
I think they're somewhat, I have to be honest with you, especially in 40K, I've often thought that Chaos is maybe one of the least compelling and scary villains in the 40K world.
Okay. Right.
And my main reason for this is like, they seem to be very into pageantry.
Of course.
Compared to, let's say, Tyranids or Necrons or even Orcs.
Oh, yeah. You know how I love to talk about spikes on rhinos.
Yeah, right, exactly. I feel like they're taking a lot of time with their dress. And I'm kind of like, is that really like... Think about Tower Tyranids, like a little existentially more scary than like this guy who comes through the warp and is like telling you about how cool Horus was and has got like, look at all the scars I put on my armor. Like Tau and Tyranids is just like, yeah, you know, Tyranids like, yeah, we're just going to eat you. Everything here on my body has been designed to eat you as quickly as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Tyranids are the scariest threat to the Imperium because of that. It's this existential threat of like they don't care about anything. Like at least when Chaos wins, they're gonna stand for something that you can kind of understand. Yeah. And frankly, you'll probably live in that society. You don't live in Tyranid society. Like then when they win, there's nothing. And
there's nothing.
Terrifying.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm with you there. I don't know if I could say that there's like a sweeping brand change for the CSM across the whole lore. But I like the concept, and they've done this with some of the CSM, especially since the Horus Heresy novels and everything, of kind of painting them more as like tragic characters, misunderstood characters that have dealt with difficult circumstances and done the best that they can with what they have, and characters that are simply against the Imperium and what that stands for, which we also, as we mentioned, is kind of evil.
Oh,
so to me, that's more
this.
interesting, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. That's a big reason that I like Thousand Sons. They're really a tragic character, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I've always said that. I think that they're like the true tragic characters of the 40K world. Magnus and and then within its layers of it, right?
Yeah.
Like what happened to Magnus is kind of tragic. What happened to Ahriman within when he tried to save all the guys and turned them like they have just layers of tragedy.
Exactly.
And all anyone ever says who doesn't really look at him that way is like, well, they shouldn't have meddled with things they didn't understand. It's like, yo, like every character in 40, like the stupid emperor, like none of these people have been meddling with things they don't understand.
Stupid emperor.
Come on, that's like that's the story of Warhammer 40,000. Like, who meddled in something they didn't understand?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Necrons, like when they're Necrontyr. Hey, we want to live forever. Okay, right? Like,
you have to make that deal very carefully.
Yeah, right. Like that's the story. Like you can't single out Thousand Sons and Magnus and Ahriman for like not fully understanding Tzeentch.
I love it.
I mean, the Emperor like made Primarchs, and then they somehow goes down in his basement one day, check the test tubes, and like, oh, they've all been scattered to the winds. How did that happen? Like, come on.
Oh,
like, have you guys ever like woken up in the morning and checked your slow cooker? Like, oh, I don't know what happened. It was my chili was here last night. Well, I guess it's been scattered all over the world now, and all my chili's gonna be different depending on where it landed. Like, this is crazy. Like, the Emperor's insane.
Oh my God.
There are no. Yeah, the Thousand Sons are not alone in this.
Savage. Yeah. Absolutely savage. Emperor, he's got plans, Zane.
Yeah. You heard it here, folks. The Emperor
got plans.
And he's don't give the Emperor a slow cooker.
Yeah, basically. Who knows what will happen?
Yeah, definitely food for thought. Speaking of slow cookers, because like I said, I have often thought that Chaos Space Marines, especially, as I'm sitting here painting one, often kind of rubbed me not the wrong way, but in this way where it's like, you know, these guys really like the scariest, nastiest villains out there. And you know, I probably still agree with you, like in the 41st millennium, and think that's probably Tyranids.
Yeah.
Especially like they show. Have you ever seen that graph in the Tyranid? It's like always in the Tyranid book where they show the tendrils
scale?
coming in.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, those tendrils are Tyranids. And then in the latest book, they're like, well, actually before the latest book, they're like, oh yeah, also if you look at the galaxy this way.
Yeah.
Flat.
Yeah.
There's a giant one coming up on a different
so
plane.
Scary.
So they're like, first, like they showed all the ones like the galaxy is like a disc, right? And they show them coming in, horizontal,
right?
And then there's like this one where it's like this huge one coming up.
Oh,
underneath.
I don't like that.
Yeah, like isn't that
so
like
scary.
when you see that, like you're like, oh, that's it. Actually, that's like that means
it.
this galaxy's days are numbered, basically, right?
Oh
Like,
my god, that's amazing.
I know. I'm waiting for like the style of thing like in if any of you guys are old enough to remember like the original StarCraft and its expansion where like the Protoss and the humans had to work together to destroy the Zerg. Like I'm seriously still they kind of did that with the Chaos in this last one.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for like a Tau craft world like everyone has to work together.
Amazing.
While like even like orcs maybe like or like using orcs somehow in it to like push this Tyranids back for like
so cool.
a minute.
A minute.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just buy the universe.
That's all you can do.
Another, like, 25 years of IP, right? Like, they're going to eventually have to do something like that.
Right. I would be super into it.
Crazy. Crazy stuff. Thank you, Matthew Powell. Hi, watching from Soggy, New Zealand.
Hey.
I love the cat stories, but was more impressed by Adrian's cleaning of the airbrush. Can you walk me through the process? New to airbrush and always takes a while to clean.
Thank you. I thought I was embarrassing myself. So yeah, happy to. First thing, do it a lot, do it all the time. And I think an important thing to that effect is being able to like partially disassemble your airbrush. If you have to fully do it, it's going to be pain, and that's a big question. Like when you're first starting off, is like how much do you need to do that? How much do you not? So as Zach mentioned, main thing is just passing lots of water through here over and over and over and over again. The other thing I'll do is once I've done that is I'll actually, with water, I'll try to have it actually paint, but then I'm going to cover it up with my finger, and that's going to create a bit of a blowback here, and that's going to help get some of the extra chunks. And to be honest, if you think there's chunks, you don't want to try to blow them out here because they're just going to get stuck. That is where you're going to want like a bucket or a paint pot or a cup that's not your water cup because this is going to be disgusting. Yeah. This is like nasty black goo water.
And right? a lot of people use where are they? Yeah, that was that thing.
Oh, this?
Yeah. Which Adrian's using is good. I don't really use it because I'm typically just I want to do what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But hold your airbrush.
It won't work for this because what you need to do is pour it out the top, right? Because you want to not force it into there. So this is just airbrush cleaner, and so sections of just like rinsing it out with that, and then you can give it a minute. Sometimes let it start to eat away at it. Old toothbrush, and you kind of scrape around it and just pick up all the junk, pour it out. If you feel like it's really bad, do it again, and then again, same thing. Rinse it out with water, and then only once you're confident that there's no obvious chunks, then you can kind of come back to pushing it through here. Yeah. Because otherwise, that's when it gets tough, is when it really gets packed in there, and you're like digging and digging and digging, which is the other thing I was doing, because it seemed like it was fine, but I need like a giant like nozzle almost to like demonstrate it. Sometimes I'll use the needle, which, be gentle because you don't want to bend it, but often I'll also use this thing. This whole kit you can get on Amazon from good old Jeff for a few bucks. Yeah. It comes with these little cleaning. They're like, what are they called? Caterpillars?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the normal word? Pipe cleaners.
Pipe cleaners.
But you can't use normal pipe cleaners because they are made with, I don't know, this stuff is going to come off a lot faster. So it's got this, it's got little scrapey things, and then importantly, thank you.
Probably a better view of those things.
It's got this little stabby thing, and when I first got this, I didn't know what it was, but it's literally all it looks like. It's just a stabby thing. So basically,
yep, it's a stab. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the term.
Yeah, exactly.
Stabby thing.
Hey, do you have a marker still?
Dark, silver, black.
Anything.
Crayola.
Yeah. Crayola. Perfect. So let's see. Where you guys?
There's a lot of markers, guys. We had a lot of marker options. We need more information than that.
I know. So if here is the. Let me. Teaching moment. This is the nozzle. Like this. This is the one that is in here, right? So you take it out, and often paint will kind of get stuck here and here. And so if you're just using the pokey thing to kind of get it out, it'll just kind of like get stuck in here until it like gets wedged out, and then it'll just kind of block you off. So what you'll actually need to do with like your needle or your pokey thing is to come in here and you're almost like doing like this motion. And it's teeny tiny, right? But you're kind of trying to just scrape this little bit out and get it to either come out this other side or frankly just out here and you can just kind of rinse it out. But this nasty gunk is the hardest, most pervasive thing to kind of get out. And you'll feel it where it's like a little soft because you're hitting paint. It'll almost feel like rubber. It's not like the nozzle of the actual tip. So that's kind of like the next step as far as getting things done. So today, that was enough to get it good and cleared. There's obviously more to it, but honestly, I'll do those things two things pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could still be better about it.
Yeah, I do. Seth and Kat like to use a old needle more than the stabby thing. The stabby thing's good until it bends a little bit. I use the stabby thing all the time.
Yeah, all mine are bent.
But yeah, they bend. But I do have a Sotar needle. Honestly, here's sort of the dilemma. If your Sotar needle is, and so Matthew, that what I mean by that is Sotar needle is that it's a very thin needle. So one, it can go obviously into the Sotar since that's what it was designed to do, but also it goes nicely into the Badger. And if your Sotar needle is like busted and you're like, oh cool, now I can clean with it, that's unfortunately probably not the case. You almost just want to get a Sotar needle that like you can just use for this.
That's really funny.
And so I do like using the needle. The bendy thing is also, or the stabby thing is also good though.
Yeah, I'll kind of alternate sometimes.
And I'm with Adrian. Basically, I rely on the water a lot, and then after a big session, or maybe at the end of the day, if I've been in the studio here painting, like cranking out a lot of terrain, I might do like kind of a medium cleaning after 2 or 3 hours, and then at the end of the day, or like I might really clean it. Typically, before we go live on stream, I very often, that's once a week when I kind of disassemble my airbrush.
Yeah.
But if I haven't been really using it outside the stream and then I'm about to hop on stream and use it, I don't usually do that.
Yeah.
Good luck. Cleaning the airbrush is the number one thing that's going to determine if you're successful with an airbrush or not.
Yep.
If you can keep your airbrush clean and running, it will just not be frustrating for you and you will succeed with it. And if your airbrush is getting a lot of clogs and you're having problems with it, then you'll be frustrated and you'll be distant. You won't want to reach for it. I reach for my airbrush maybe too much. Like I just did this guy's robe with an airbrush, like his around his waist.
Yeah.
Like and then I went in and cleaned up wherever I had a little bit of overspray.
Right.
I always reach for the airbrush like whenever I can. Yep. And I'm happy to if people are like, well, then I gotta clean it a bunch of times. It's like, trust me, it's still faster.
Yeah.
And it will get faster the more you do it, and you'll also get faster at cleaning, and you'll get better at cleaning. And that's really like the first thing you have to get better at with an airbrush, in my opinion, is
Agreed.
You need to get better at and faster at cleaning, and then from there you can actually start doing things like Broken Chef picking up a Sotar and trying out new tools, etc. That's awesome though, Matthew, and I'm sorry that it's soggy in New Zealand. It's actually been very hot no, not so hot, but the Bay Area, it's been muggy here.
Oh, that's true.
More so than usual. And we expect some of that up north a little bit, like up in the city, up in San Francisco. But even down here in the South Bay, where it's usually a little drier, it's been kind of muggy.
Yeah, it's been very weird. Very muggy. Very warm.
Yeah. But not like scorching hot.
It was 96 yesterday.
Well, yes. Recently it has been again. Oh man, it was hot when I drove down to Irvine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No windows down?
No. Through some of the drive across like the 152, where you go through all the farm stands and stuff.
Yeah.
I like to put my windows down for that. But once I get on the 5, I don't do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like loud and feels like it's like insane. There's like this whipping air in your face and stuff.
It's nice because it's kind of overwhelming,
Kind of overwhelming.
Like in a nice way.
Oh,
like the sweet like oblivion.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
No, it's definitely you have to be like
sweet oblivion.
Like it's like a waterfall,
No.
Like rain or waterfall is just like very soothing. It's like noise.
Yeah.
Noise generator.
Yeah.
Because you can't really think.
I'm not super into it. If I'm honest.
Oh wow. Mel and I would put on like thunderstorm music at night. And
Oh
by
no,
music,
that I
mean
like.
sound
But
effects. Oh, I
like,
poured it into the. Oh.
what just happened?
I poured my gross stuff into the nice cup.
Oh, I see.
Gross stuff, nice cup.
Thank you, Kurt Erickson.
Yeah.
Ahoy! Any thoughts on the new non-oil formulation? Have you had to change any of your recipes? It seems a lot more translucent than old non-oil.
Not yet. I haven't like really tried to test it out, the non-oil specifically. I'm sure I've been using it, but I haven't like been like now I'm using the new one, so I haven't really been able to draw my attention to it. Have you?
No, I haven't. I don't know if I've been using the new or old one now that you mention it.
You would have had to like go into that basket and get it. So probably not.
Probably not. I'm also thinking about what I've been painting recently, and I haven't been painting stuff that uses a lot of non-oil. I just finished a desert board which used absolutely no non-oil.
Yeah.
And I've been working model-wise. Well, these guys don't use it. Really. Yeah, I don't think I use a lot of non-oil on the Alpha Legion. I've been washing with like greens.
Ooh.
Washing the metals and stuff with greens.
Yeah.
My daughters at Kane use barely any. Almost none at all. Just around their eyes, like for makeup.
And the non-oil, yeah.
Yeah. So I've weirdly not been using a lot of non-oil. What am I about to start working on? Boards, more boards that aren't going to use non-oil.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't. But I will. I'll be able to answer that soon for you, Kurt.
God, my paints are just not behaving for me today. This is so frustrating. I'm like thinning these model color paints, and they're just coming out chunky and so weird because I've been doing so much painting with them lately, and it's been fine.
Are they kind of old?
Yeah.
But still, you're like, it's annoying because it has been working.
It's been fine, yeah. The purple.
Isn't it funny when like something has been working and then somebody's like, well, do they fit this one criteria that could cause them
And it's like,
to not work? And you're like, yes. And like, well, that's it.
Right.
And you're like, no, but they've been working. Like, well, yeah, but they're old.
yeah.
You're having like two different conversations and they're like just not accepting yours.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, it's because they're old, dude. Well, no, but they've been working. Well, yeah, but dude, they're old.
They're old. So, yeah, and then like they're like technically right, but
Yeah, like you're both right.
right.
But you're the one having the problem. So it's like you're the one whose judgment is in question. That's like what it is, right?
Right. Exactly.
Like no, they've been working fine. Well, yeah, they're old though, dude.
Have they been?
Yeah, but
So chunky, God.
yeah, Kurt, I don't know. I actually haven't dug into a lot of the new contrast yet.
Ah! Look at that.
Oh, a little speckle. Get it off there real quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
How?
wet brush.
Yeah. I need a big wet brush. A big brush.
It might not work now. You gotta be kind of quick.
Jump over the Jack Peanable, check it quick.
Yeah. The taking time to show me it.
Right, too. Yeah.
Oh man, look at this.
Yeah.
Like you're burning your hand on the stove. Oh man, look what I did. Look at this. This is gonna leave a mark tomorrow, huh?
You probably think.
Did you see this? You see what I'm doing here?
I just wanted to know why. I want you to know why I'm so upset, Zach. Yeah, like I did not get rid of it. But it's fine. It's fine. More layers is all we need. How's chat doing?
Yeah, that's
We're
true. Chat. Oh yeah, let's see where they're at. All the way down here. Well, we have a couple more super chats we're gonna read too as well. Let's see. How's chat doing in general? Good. They're talking about. A lot of lore chat, right? We chatted a lot of lore today.
We did.
Which actually I really like doing.
Yeah, lore's fun.
Lore's fun. I think that the 40K universe is my favorite universe in sci-fi.
Oh dang.
For that, I think the lore is really good.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not like I like. All right, I'll save Adrian here a little bit, since he like got it for not loving dogs. And I'll say like it's just one of the reasons I don't love Star Wars. I feel like it's like light side, dark side, right? Like, come on,
that's fair,
guys.
Guys.
Right. And it's other than that, like I actually like a lot of the stuff going on in Star Wars.
Right.
But that like has always been sort of like a what for me. Like really?
I think there's a weird dynamic where a lot of the 40K books are not good. Not that you read them.
The Black Library?
Correct.
Yeah, a lot of them are not, right?
It's just, they're so not character-based. They're not like character-driven. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I think 40K is an amazing universe that has micro stories that are not necessarily always told the best.
Star Wars is kind of the way around.
Star Wars is the other way around.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think this is correct.
The overall structure is like it's like doesn't quite make sense. But by and large, and I know there's plenty of exceptions, there's like more, whether you like them or not, they're character-driven stories. It's about the characters, you know?
I agree with this.
So I just wish 40K could do that a bit better. I've recently started re-going through the Horus Heresy, and the first book is so good because it's about people and characters and not grim darkness.
So's Prospero Burns and A Thousand Suns.
About characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those two are
there's some
really
really
good.
good ones, but then they just kind of remind you what you've been reading and how bad the other ones are, where you're like almost trying to kid yourself. So I don't know. It's cool, but it's also frustrating in that.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about.
You know?
Yeah.
The things you put up with because you love this universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But lore conversations are cool. We should do when we do some shows more on Wednesdays. We should chat some. We should chat some lore sometimes.
Chat,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah.
We should. We've started doing lore shorts.
Yeah.
On Tabletop Giants. You guys can check that
out.
But we definitely can do more in-depth things.
Yeah. It's cool. And certainly the Horus Heresy books are good for that. I've said before, like I wasn't really into Space Wolves conceptually until I read Prospero Burns.
Right.
And you kind of learn more about them and how they are, and blah, blah, blah.
Why they are, how they are. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing. You got to learn about people's motivations, and I think a lot of the characters in 40K just don't have good motivations, and it's hard to come up with good motivations for everyone. Like it's really hard to relate to Space Marines, but in some of the books they just make them very human, and it's like I don't think it's that hard, personally. But I don't have to write a whole book about it, so
yeah.
Respect where respect is due.
Yeah, some are. Yeah, I agree. Very, very much agree. Thank you. No Triard, I think. Howdy, Titans. I just got my first...
Not Richard.
Not Richard. Okay. Not Richard. Not Triard. No Triard. No Trichard.
No Trickard.
No Trickard.
No Trick Hard.
No Trickard? No.
Anyways.
No. Howdy, Titans. I just got my first box of Harlequins.
Yes!
Any painting advice? What color is best to base coat them?
Ooh, depends how you're painting them.
Yeah.
If you're going to airbrush them, black, probably still. And you work your way up. Yeah. And if you're going to airbrush them, stencils, they're great. I don't make stencils anymore, but you can find them from other people.
Fallout Hobbies has pretty cool ones.
Fallout Hobbies has cool ones, yeah. And they will help you really just jumpstart, kickstart it. Again, it depends how much time and energy you want to put into the Harlequins. It sounds like a diss, but it's not. I personally know that I have not limitless time for my Harlequins. So I'm not painting those checkers by hand. And frankly, I don't even want to have to be too meticulous with the stencils. So how do you take that like negative and make it a plus? Well, you make it the checkers or whatever are going into a fade, and they're fading into a different color. And that looks great for Harlequins, and it also makes your life a lot easier with not having to worry about like seams and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's tricks you can do. I know some people love spending millions of hours doing the checkers, and if you want that, I think it looks amazing. Just most people aren't doing that. So
most people just aren't doing that. It's true. Most people are not spending millions of hours painting checkers on.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
On average?
Most people.
Yeah. If you are doing it by brush, it can help to, if you want to do the checkers, there used to be a book, actually they used to release a book on every army that they produced telling you how to paint it. It was painting
Yeah, I
guides,
remember
stuff
these.
like
I remember
that.
these. They had terrain one as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting. They maybe didn't sell that well because they've stopped them, but they were interesting. And in the Harlequin one, they talk about not just painting the checkers and the diamonds by hand straight out of the gate, but instead doing like the lines. So you go all the lines this direction in sort of consistent spacing, and then you do all the lines in the other direction to sort of create a grid. And that grid will either be diamonds or kind of square/checkers, depending on how you do that. And then you go and fill them in. And so it means that they're not always perfectly touching because you're going to have a little bit of gap between them, but it gives you, it just ensures that they're lining up, because I don't know if you've ever tried to do the checkers by hand. You reach this point where you're wrapping around the leg and you realize they're not going to line up. And this lets you at least nip that in the bud or make peace with it earlier on.
Yeah.
So that's like a thought for brush painting them. I think if you are willing to, again, spend the time, or if you don't need the model soon, sub-assemblies are great for Harlequins. I will do like all of the arms separate so that I can have them in like different colors and cool things. Especially again for airbrush. With regular brush, a little bit less necessary because you just paint it, it's the same. But yeah, that's a couple tips and tricks on painting Harlequins, both brush and airbrush. And have fun. They're such a fun army to paint.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never painted Harlequins. Maybe I never will.
Yeah,
but
I'm planning on it.
And currently no plans to paint Harlequins.
I love it.
So among those people, not
millions.
Not among those millions. Yeah, definitely not. Awesome. Okay, we have a couple other super chats here. Thank you, Fry Diddy.
Heyo.
Hey Titans, I've been taking a break from painting Warhammer models to paint up some D&D minis for our party. What's your favorite D&D class to play?
Ooh. Favorite, probably.
It's been a minute.
Probably Bard or Rogue.
Yeah, those are my favorite too.
Yeah.
I definitely liked bards and rogues, and I think I liked rangers too.
Rangers are cool.
Kind of when I was younger, just things that like could kind of have like a couple different angles to them.
Yes, exactly. There's depth to like how you play them mechanically, and then depth also how you like kind of role play with them. Mm-hmm. That has an interesting dynamic with the party. Rogues can be annoying if it's because they kind of have mechanisms to get around parts of the game, right? And they can often go off on these kind of solo-ish adventures, and that's always kind of awkward for the DM to deal with. Mm-hmm. So if you're mindful of that, I think it's fine. I sneak off and I go to unlock this door, and like nobody else can be part of this because nobody else can follow me, But there's ways of like avoiding those pitfalls. And once you get up there, you can do some cool like multi-classing, like Arcane Trickster, like kind of combination of the two, which is always fun.
Yeah, it's been forever since I've played D&D.
Yeah.
We always kind of talk about it, and I always say like I'm not going to do it because it's too much time. Right. Too much of a time commitment.
It is.
And for me, it's mental bandwidth like as well. Like it's just it's so fun. I love it. I can't afford to get sucked into thinking about D&D.
Right. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Tragic but fair.
Yeah, it is tragic but fair.
We'll get you eventually.
No, I don't know.
Oh my god, is it chunky? Why is it chunky?
I'm the same way with video games. I just like I do not want to devote the mental headspace to it.
Right. That's fair. It's nice to just have something different, though. I don't have time for D&D, that's to be fair, either.
Yeah.
I'm kind of calling the kettle black here. But video games, I can kind of do on my own time, on my own schedule.
Video games are also like just interesting for me in this way that like I feel like I'm like I don't even know where to get in anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm at the point in my life where like I have some hobbies that I really like a lot. This is a hobby I like a lot. It's also my career. Yeah. I like cooking. I have other.
Oh, yeah, cooking's a big one for you.
I have a lot of hobbies, and just sometimes looking at other hobbies that seem like they might be interesting, I'm kind of like, I don't even know where I would begin. Like, what would I do to start playing video games?
Right.
Like, and everyone's gonna tell you a video game to go. Oh, you gotta get this game.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna tell you.
You know, I mean, like, I don't know. They don't know. Like, are they just saying video games they like? Probably.
Probably.
And that's not a bad. It's not awful.
They're
right?
not being mean, but it's also not helpful.
Exactly, right. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Like, that's the other problem, right? Maybe it is helpful.
Maybe you're the problem.
Yeah, that's true. So, one of the things about this Master of Executioner that's sort of interesting is he has, like, all these bones right in his face. How can this be helpful?
Right. Like, you don't need to see, you just need to clobber. Start flailing wildly.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take some time working on his head here now.
That's good.
Before we glue it on.
I like to take some time to not have chunky paint.
Friday, kind of curious, what's your favorite class? Like, what do people like? Yeah, I don't know. D&D is so interesting. I used to love playing D&D. I think I've played a lot of different classes when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I would enjoy playing nowadays. Like if I ever was able to get back into D&D.
Right. Now that you've matured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you, Omnisci Sphinx. What up, Titans? I have my IG mech army going and have fun with it. And now I'm thinking of getting model that will help with the weak points of the army, like knights with the harpoon.
Oh, cool.
Should I look at the Inquisition or assassins?
Ooh. Yeah, totally. I'm a bigger fan of Inquisition nowadays than I am of assassins, like in the game. Because they do a lot of things that you know you'll need. The assassins are kind of hit or miss. Like you don't know. I know, yes, that's why you take the assassins. You can pick one of the four, but they all do very similar things. Inquisitors you can plan for. You know, the game right now, the game of 40K, you really need to plan ahead. You want to come in with an idea of the secondaries that you're trying to be able to take, regardless of your opponent. And an Inquisitor helps you do that. You know, you can suddenly get access to psychic secondaries, or I think in some ways more importantly, you have more access to psychic secondaries because you do have psychers available to you as guard. But it's always risky taking a psychic secondary with with not having very many psychers, because if the only psyker that you have dies and you can't finish that secondary.
And that's very the guard psychers are so
Yeah.
they're so killable.
They're so killable. And they perils, as Bridger has shown us.
And it's not even just like oh, they're not a tough librarian with like a 2-up. It's like they're also not like a warlock that can like move to like 24 inches.
Well, that's exactly. That's the thing. They're slow. They kind of want to be in the back of the battlefield.
They're squishy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Inquisitor, less risky to kind of get up in there. So I'd say yes, Inquisitor. Assassin, you can do it for fun. You know, I think if you like it because it's cool, then that's all the reason you need. But from a competition standpoint, Inquisitor all day. So, Omnisci Sphinx, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Classic. Been around for a while with us.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. How's it going over there?
Not good, man. I'm frustrated with my airbrush today.
Do you want to use? You can use this one.
I could try. What is that? A Patriot?
It is the Patriot. Yeah. It might be too big.
It always feels so chunky to me. But honestly, if things are going this badly, maybe I should. So I might give it a go in a second. I appreciate that. So I'm making progress slowly, but it's unfortunate that on the day in which I needed finesse, this is happening. It's always how it goes. When I get excited to do fine airbrush work,
Yeah.
my airbrush is like, how about we just don't work? So this is the other side of the airbrush coin, right?
Yeah.
It's probably my fault. I probably clogged it. I'm probably just a bad person who deserves this.
Oh my god.
Chaos.
Yeah. Well, it's there. The Patriot's there if you want. And actually, I'm almost done with the Sotar as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, how's your guy going?
He's doing pretty good.
Oh, it must be nice. Let me see.
Yeah,
he's looking great,
I
man.
gotta layer up the bone and
Sure.
stuff.
No,
but
he's turning it right.
He's coming out good.
I love it. What are you going to do for the axe?
Is that the
It's gonna have the
glow?
orange glow. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. He's gonna pretty much look like the other characters I've got.
Yeah, checks out.
Oh, glam cam. Something happened. What happened?
Glam
Oh, you know what? That's kind of funny.
There's no battery.
I just
Or
used
no.
the battery. I didn't plug
Right.
in the power, and the battery must have ran out.
No dummy. No dummy battery.
Right.
No, you are a dummy.
Yeah. No dummy.
Jeez, this thing got so
Gosh,
toxic so
wow.
quickly. Having said that, though, I'm already happier with her than.
Let's do a little zoom.
So hopefully that's showing up, but you can see there's a lot
Yeah.
more nuance to it than basically previously all I had was the black and then this magenta on top. But this is the black and then the purple and then the purple with some magenta and then the magenta with some purple and now some magenta and then I'll start adding magenta with white and we're just going up and up and up the layers. One thing I've noticed with this stuff is there's this desire to kind of start adding white to take a color up. So you might say, oh, I'm going to start with the pink and I'm going to start adding white to it. You can do that, but as you add white, you're also desaturating the color, right? It's getting brighter, but it's also moving towards white. If we had like one of those like color, those things that kind of show all the colors and how you move from one color to another,
Yeah.
you can see up on the like top left, you'd have the white color, and that's like very bright but very desaturated. So I've been really enjoying instead finding ways to make this work where it's like, okay, we're going to go from this purple to the purple with something a little bit brighter. So the purple gets dragged to the magenta, and the magenta will then get dragged towards the white, but I kind of stop it a little bit early, and then we jump straight to the white at some point, just to get that tippy top of it. But
Yeah, I'm going on a hunt real quick.
A hunt.
For some Minotaur Ghost Tint
oh,
blood.
oh yeah.
Because I know I'm going to want a little on his face.
I saw some back here. Bless you. There's the other.
Magenta is
thing.
here. Is there? No, it's like
Nebula
super.
red.
It's like super dark.
There was one.
There is one.
Because I
There-
didn't have my blood for the blood god.
There is one somewhere.
Progress is good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. It's getting there. It's just being a bit more difficult. So let's see. I gotta kind of bring out these rest of the bits up to this level. So we're gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay, I'm gonna not take the camera off what you're doing,
What? No. Okay,
which I'm
yeah.
sure you would like, but
I love having a camera on me.
I really on just we're right zoomed in constantly on your hand. Where did I put
Sometimes in
that?
my head just for chat.
There's blood. You know, I haven't really used any of these other ghost tints, very few of them, and I'm really excited to.
You should. You
But-
most definitely should.
This guy's gonna have blood on him. Okay, I'll have to. I know there's one at home, but I have two. I don't know where the other one is.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to put like some blood on his head.
Oh heck yeah.
Like
Did you like headbutt
like
someone?
no, like in a marking.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And I'm gonna leave one of his eyes. I'm gonna do like it's active, like glowing or whatever. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, cool.
Like a little bit of color to it. The other one I'm gonna leave a black hole.
Whoa.
Like he's got.
Yeah. Well, he has like one like missing eye, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Because like that's kind of what naturally happened with the paint, and I was like, wow, this is cool. So I guess I'll just go with
You were
this.
just gonna like make lore for your guy.
But now you're right. He
don't have
actually
to.
has a missing eye. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Okay, guys, this is great. This is a great view. Here's the head right here. So I'm just gonna do a little work on it. I want his head to actually look like he's got like some like war paint type stuff on,
Sounds amazing.
and have like this pale look, like not like almost like white, kind of like not like white skin tone, but like actually white.
Oh dang.
That people do for chaos. I think it looks often very cool,
Yeah.
especially with armies that have like darker armor. You know, to have like that contrast of that.
Where's the white guy?
What's that?
Where's the white guy?
It's like his skin, like
Oh wow, like pallid flesh.
pallid. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that look for my
Totally.
Chas.
I love it.
Chas Space Marines.
Chouse.
Chouse.
Yeah, Andrew has a lot of that, right?
Yes,
For
he
the Night
does.
Lords.
So, and I think Night Lords, it's like truly a thing,
Like
right?
required, yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure it's actually necessarily a thing for Alpha Legion.
No, but that's okay.
I mean, Alpha Legion kind of famously, you never even see any of their faces.
Yeah, dude, yeah, they're always wearing hoods and masks, so they're not getting any sunlight.
I
Not
should.
enough melanin.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have probably done that with this. I should have like grabbed just like another head bit and put it in there.
Swapped it in. Yeah. Look, it's never too late to get rid of that ugly head.
No, this is gonna look good. After I'm done painting it, this head's gonna look good.
Yeah,
You'll see.
I believe in you.
You'll see.
I need to get one for my Black Legion.
Master of Executioners?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
Probably try to kit bash one.
Yeah, I think it's very kit bashable.
Right.
Like from a Chaos Lord. I
Exactly.
think there's so many things you could use.
Cool corn models.
There's probably some awesome mortals from Sigmar.
Yeah, which we recently picked up.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, Brian was like, "You guys can buy it, but only if you actually do something with it, and doesn't just sit on the shelf." Looks at the Stormcast dragons we still have.
I know, right?
Just get excited, man.
All right. Oh man, yeah, this is so weird. Like I'll show you guys this. I have to paint up the bone, but he really does have like just a cage of bones right in front of his face.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily dislike it. It's just that the problem is like you can't really see his cool. One of his eyes is not going to be visible that well.
So weird.
So I think I need to make it the glowing eye has to be like
Oh.
the less visible one.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Just the way it lines up.
Well, no. So because like otherwise you won't see the cool sullen eye.
So practical.
Like that's the
oh, what?
that's the pose.
That's
I think
so
it would do.
crazy.
You see the cage right in front of it. Show it in the
I've
thing.
never seen this cage thing before. Yeah. I just wow, this is crazy.
Yeah,
You guys
whoa,
just see
guys.
this. What
So
the heck?
his head's not glued in there, but it's in there pretty snug. But like that cage is like really. I almost wish I had cut it off. It's not too late to.
What is this like a fish?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. It looks like some kind of hand. I don't like it though.
You should look up the art. How can this guy see forwards?
It's like, I mean, you were like, he doesn't need to see, just needs to smash. And I was like, yeah, Adrian's definitely seen this model before. And now you're looking at him like, yeah, that is the case. Like,
I think I cut this off when I did I did a commission. I think we just got rid of it.
I might do that right now. I'm not in love with it.
You should find a picture. I really want to see what they think he's supposed to look like.
What who thinks?
Like what's the like idealized version of this guy to James?
Oh, I see. Well, conceptually, the cage is a little cool.
It's cool.
It's gone.
Conceptually, it's gone. Cage is gone.
But it's gone. Conceptually, I'm not super not into it, but it's then like when you look at the model, for me, I'm not like in love with it being there. It kind of shuts down like some story and some interest for me, and maybe that's like part of the fact that he's an elite and not an HQ, but I don't think so, right? That doesn't sound like GW.
He would be an HQ if only he could see.
Or like,
You know,
oh
it's
no,
the one
no,
thing
I'm
keeping
saying
him
like
down.
the model will be just ever so slightly less epic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Whoa. We need to calm this guy down. He is too cool.
He's an elite guy, he's not an HQ.
Yeah. Let's just put something in front of his face so he can't see anything. Yeah. That'll do, Jim.
Yeah.
Also, these are the Americans that work at the GW store.
Yeah,
I mean, headquarters.
Yeah. So I clipped it off. I want to be able to see like a little bit more of his face.
He wants to be able to see.
Yeah, right? I mean, come on. I didn't send him out there like that. I want to fight Tyranids and you can't even see. That's like the worst way to go.
I think I prefer that.
Maybe actually, yeah, that's okay.
Although you'd still hear them. They'd be like... I'm like, oh my god. It's a screamer crying effect.
All right, yeah. This is much better.
Yeah. I'm just doing ever so slightly layers of pink for the rest of my life. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Just love pink.
Yeah, okay,
Did
cool.
he glue the front of the torso upside down?
Who, me?
Yeah. Is that what happened, Zach?
Oh, maybe. It's definitely possible.
Can I see?
Yeah, I think I might have.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That's his crotch plate. It's in,
Oh, okay. Well,
it's in his
look,
face.
I-
Wait, that looks fine.
yeah. But I think that's almost definitely what
Oh,
happened.
yeah, that's definitely what...
Oh, okay. Well, look.
Oh, I see it now. Oh, can't unsee.
Can't undo that. All right.
So those bones are supposed to be for his collar.
Yeah, I like it. But this is, we're going to make this work
Look.
regardless.
Brian famously, for his, what are the Forge World Terminators for Custodes? Those guys.
Forge World Terminators
Yeah.
for Custodes?
Yeah.
Anyways,
those
Custodes
guys.
Terminators? I
Couple
don't know.
Custody players here. We know all about them.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he glued the shoulders upside down. Like, here, let's go front camera real quick.
Megan.
Chaos. So like, the shoulders are kind of like this. They're like a half dome egg shape, so it would go like this.
Yeah.
He basically took them and did them like this.
Oh, I see.
And they don't, like if you didn't know that was wrong,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he didn't until literally on stream, and someone was like, is that upside down?
Yeah, I'm like not, I'm not really embarrassed right now about this.
Oh, I wouldn't be embarrassed.
I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna matter, but it does explain, chat. Thank you, why there's a cage right up in his face. But I will say this, like I mean, I had to think about taking the cage off.
Right.
I was kind of into it.
I just want to know why he has a fish there.
Yeah, and that doesn't go away. Like that's still an issue, right?
Still a fish.
Whether it's upside down or front.
Yeah.
Or done correctly, doesn't matter. Still a fish.
Still a fish.
Yes, we will zoom in on this guy, but only when he's finished, because when he's finished, he's gonna look cool and you're not gonna care.
You guys are savage.
No, it's totally fine. I deserve it. But when he's finished, you're gonna be like, it doesn't even matter that
Yeah.
Zach glued the torso upside down.
That plate used to be in his crotch, and now it's in his face. Don't even care.
Yeah, it's just gonna be cool.
Heck yeah.
But yes, of course, we'll get another zoomed view on this stupid upside down
Savage.
Terminator or Space Marine man. Like, listen, guys, I don't really paint a lot of Space Marines.
Yeah.
This is kind of
First
new.
time.
This is kind of new to me. So, which is funny that I've been doing a hobby show now for a year, and I'm like, oh, I don't really know how to paint Space Marine. I actually don't even know how to glue them.
It's a rite of passage.
I was like 3 Negronis into on last night when I glued this guy together too. I'll be honest.
Good enough.
And I kind of remember distinctly thinking, like, man, this is the only hobby I can really do after I've had a couple drinks.
I love it.
And meanwhile, I come in, and like I didn't even
Looks
know it
great.
was upside down until now.
I hope not. I moved into the magenta plus a little bit of white stage.
I also last night after I was done with him, I did an Icebrow Hunter.
Oh, you better check on that guy.
I know. It's I forget his name, but it's the Pirate Ogre.
Oh, cool.
And I added like his gun. I clipped off a couple of things.
Oh, no.
He had like a pistol, like an iron lock pistol that they have. But I turned the Icebrow Hunters don't actually have that. They have like a crossbow.
Right.
I think so. I switched him with a cross. I like put him in crossbow, and then I gave him a Frost Lord arm with a spear, because they also have a throwing spear instead of like his sword arm.
Right.
And now I'm really nervous about going home and seeing what that actually looks like. I checked him this morning, I think, and I was like, oh man, yeah, this guy's gonna look super cool. And I was pretty happy with it, but now I'm thinking like I might need to go.
His arm is just like a Kroot hound.
like I somehow pulled off the crossbow, okay? But then like here, like I cut it off, and there's the face of a Kroot hound is like flush into, and then there's like a Kroot hound sticking off.
Oh my god. That's
A
amazing.
Kroot hound.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's super cool, Sushi Man Daddy. And I saw him and I was like, I know it's supposed to be the man-eater, cute pirate thing going on, but I'm like, I need to make this guy an Icebrow Hunter. So my other Icebrow Hunter that I already have for that army is Hothgrar or whatever from the Underworlds.
Bless you.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I don't like the actual like Icebrow Hunter is fine cast. And that's maybe okay. I don't always hate Finecast as much as I know I'm supposed to. And he's kind of bulky. Like he'll live as a Finecast model. My cats, my Frost Sabers are Finecast, right? So that could be okay. But I just don't necessarily love like the sculpt even as much.
That's fair.
Because people then are like, well, get it in metal, and Metal is better than fine cast. I actually kind of don't agree with that at all the time. I kind of hate metal, if I'm honest. And I think, I think he's just gonna look cool, like wintered up a little bit
Agreed.
as an ice brow hunter. Oh, look, I'm using Known Oil.
No. Is it the new one?
No.
You don't know.
Oh, let's use the new one. Let me use it. Is it back there?
It's wherever the contrasts are.
They're down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is
I
there no
tried to
oil?
leave at least one of everything. How about Black Templar? That's like the same thing. Black Templar, this is an old one. Huh.
Oh, maybe it's not.
Yeah, it might have gotten mixed in. I
Okay.
will never know.
No, we'll never know.
At some point, you're just going to get...
I'm just gonna be surprised with the consistency.
Right. Well, it'll be the one in the new, smaller bottle
Yeah.
that you haven't labeled. Which means it's probably this one.
Oh.
I can say with relative certainty that is the new one.
Okay, I almost used it. I mean, I was almost too late.
Haha.
Now we're gonna use it.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but this is working better. I switched.
Oh, okay. I see.
Although I think the pressure is very high.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, it does look a little. It does seem not quite as runny. The new Known Oil here.
Right. Fiddlesticks. The concentration.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine.
Yeah. See how it dries. What were they saying the difference is? Oil-based?
I think that it was less. It was thicker,
Ah, okay.
and I think I might agree with that, but not. It's not really like noticeable. Oh, you know what I want to use? Let me see if we have it. I think this guy finally might be a good candidate for it.
Ooh.
I've been wanting to use that stupid Soulblight gray white one or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Haven't tried that one. It's such a weird...
You know what? I feel like I put it somewhere weird too.
Yeah.
Ah, shucks.
Shucks. Fiddlesticks.
All right. Okay. Another time. Oh wait. No.
Dang.
Dang it. Yeah, I've been really wanting to use that and see what's up with it. Some people at Old Town Throwdown were talking about it, and they were saying like they put it on their model and nothing happened.
What?
They were like, "Is this just like clear paint?"
Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. All right. Back to his upside down, some of his upside down torso stuff. Okay, definitely won't get this guy's base finished tonight.
That's all right. I feel like I just got started.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've been doing that. Okay. Where are we at next? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this guy's head came out.
Heck yeah.
I definitely want to put like some face paint type stuff on him at some point. I wonder if I can get him to stand up here on the glam cam. Oh, the glam cam's out battery. Man, we're like,
You can get on the battery.
actually this thing is here. Okay, here we go, guys. I'll hook up the, I'll hook this up and we'll see. You can see his head.
Sounds wunderbar.
Yeah, I don't know, Adrian. I don't think the head's too stupid
Okay.
after painting it up. Kind of
Did
into
the
it.
bear head one?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have like a buck tooth or something?
I don't know. So yeah, a buck tooth. Doesn't he have like a buck tooth or something?
Not that there's anything wrong with having a buck tooth, but
Yeah, it's not super like compelling though, right?
yeah, like a, I don't know.
All right. Zoom in here. Let's see. Here we go. Oh yeah, there's his head.
There he is, big old buck.
He doesn't have a buck.
No, he looks good, especially from a distance.
Yeah, yeah. He's good from far, but far from good, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I'm into it. Oh,
What?
you like bumped the thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm into it. I think,
he's cool.
but it's
Oh yeah,
It's not bad.
totally.
yeah.
Especially with some like blood markings.
Yeah, it's gonna look cool.
Yeah, I'm into it. He's coming out, man.
Okay, next for the Master of Executions,
Yes.
it's going to be you know what I'm never gonna do if I don't do it right now? I hate the way there's a Space Marine helmet stuck on his spikes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
pain.
I'm not gonna paint it. And I have to paint this Space Marine helmet now. Like, I have to pick like a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be that chapter. All right, I'm gonna come back to it. I'm leaning towards Raven Guard because that's like, isn't that like their enemy?
Yeah.
Their nemesis.
Totally.
So I'm leaning towards Raven Guard. But we shall see. Plus the black like doesn't mess with the color palette,
Right.
but also doesn't like lean into the color palette too annoyingly. Like,
Where it's like, oh, this enemy that I killed matches my color palette. So
yeah, exactly,
I wore it for my
right?
outfit.
Like, I don't necessarily want that.
It's all about the pageantry. Okay.
I know. Well, we were talking about that, and that is kind of the
At
thing.
the time.
Yeah.
Annoy Adrian. Paint it yellow. I would take that as a badge of honor, okay? Because everyone knows you have to paint your nemesis is colors.
Well, yellow would actually probably look good, but that one is close to the problem of like matching too well.
Right?
You know what I mean?
I get it.
But the colors are like this moot green, which isn't a Space Marine chapter, really, and orange. I guess salamanders. But it's not quite that same green, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, salamanders.
There's no orange Space Marine chapter, really.
No.
Were they like, you know what, this would be too much? Like back in like 1992
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, they're like, oh, let's make some more Space Marines. Like, what about an orange one? No, the guys, that's where we draw the line.
Yeah. That would be too much. Frontline had an orange chapter for a little bit. That was like their generic one.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna look cool. Like, sure, I believe it. I'm just saying lore-wise, right? There's no.
Yeah, no, otherwise I don't think there's any. Well, there's of course, Bad Ab Salamanders, which are kind of orangish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna see some of those today on fan stuff.
I love it. Yeah, I think there's like successors that are orange, but no main. Oh.
You know, right?
Yep.
It sounds like it.
That was a good sound.
Sounds like it's going all right.
I liked it when I could just go into like opera when it's doing well. I'm like, oh.
Oh my gosh, this Master of Executions. I will say the Master of Executions is kind of an interesting model. It has a lot of chaos flavor, and then it's got to kind of match any chaos chapter, right?
Yeah.
For me, I know that Alpha Legion kind of typically keep it a little clean, and he's maybe a little too like pageantry bone like for that. But I still think he's okay. I think he hangs in there
He can be the one weird guy.
for Alpha Legion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dragonman301.
Hey, what?
Dragonman says, working on Iandan Guardians.
Nice.
Tried Iandan Contrast of the Shade instead of the Casador and did not like it. How would you guys speed paint Guardians?
Without an airbrush?
Yeah. I'm wondering that too.
And without contrast? So you're not digging it?
Well, yeah. Yeah, Dragonman, are you airbrushing? Maybe not.
I am in contrast in the shade instead of Cassandra. Maybe I really like the Imperial Fist contrast paint. It's a nice rich orange. Orange. It's a nice rich yellow, leaning towards orange, which is how I like my yellows. It's kind of how I imagine the Iandan colors are as well. So that's something to consider. You could also, of course, look for some sort of yellow primer, and then wash it with like an Agrax to kind of.
I
bring it
like
down.
this.
You like this? You're a fan?
I like this idea, yeah.
You can, and with the Guardians, they can look great, right? Because they are monocolor basically. and all you have to do is the helmets differently, which you could frankly
Sub-assemble.
sub-assemble.
Yeah.
So what you can do is like you can even like cut all the heads off, and then what I'll do is, especially if it's like a tiny bit like that, where like the little gubbins holders don't really make sense, is I'll actually re-glue them onto the empty sprue, but all like together in a row on like the side of the sprue.
With super glue, not plastic glue?
Yes, I never use plastic glue,
You never use plastic.
but yes, if I did,
Yeah, if I hadn't used
I
plastic
wouldn't.
glue on this upside down torso, I might be able to fix
I know,
it.
see? Pop it open, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Another cool way to do the gluing thing Adrian's talking about, I've done this on the stream before, and it sounds scary, like it won't work, or like it's, I don't know. I take a piece of pink foam that's like long, and I take PVA, which like in the US is Elmer's glue, and I water it down a little bit, like not too much, and then I just slather it all over that piece of pink foam, and then I stick everything to it.
Totally.
And then you let it dry for about a day, or not even a day, like an hour. And then everything will be on there nice and firm until you go and just like ever so slightly twist it and it'll like pop right off, nice and clean.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's great.
I'm a pretty big fan of that technique.
Dragon Man 301 does say, airbrushed solid layers, haven't tried the new contrast. Okay, so you do have an airbrush, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the wash is important, as kind of we're alluding to and mentioning. I think also with an airbrush, I saw recently it was very high level paint job, but I think a simpler version of it would be really great, where you actually base coat them in like an orange, and then you take like a yellow, and you kind of zenithal them basically with the yellow kind of on top, so you're getting these like undertones of orange.
And in this instance, would you? I think I would also prime white.
I would prime white. Yeah,
because
exactly.
orange, right? Orange is
Exactly.
very good over white.
Yeah, I would probably still want to do a wash. I'm leaning. Actually, I'm not sure how.
I would. I mean, the way I do it is
Just
just
recess?
recess. That's all I do.
Probably.
Pin wash or.
I think that's how the guy did it too.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy. So yeah, with the airbrush, Dragon Man, give that a try, and check out the Imperial Fist one. Or we have a video on this channel where I go through the contrast paints, and that's actually one of the ones I did specifically when I painted up this Imperial Fist. You know, they're not perfect, but they're pretty good. They're easy to use, and the coverage is not bad. So this was one of the contrast paints that I was most curious. But I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. It's pretty smooth.
And that's just like one coat, not without too much fuss, you know.
Yeah.
That's always kind of the thing of like, okay, you painted those contrast. How much like time did you spend on it, or whatever? Because it can be misleading otherwise. So.
I definitely have really been enjoying old and new contrast through an airbrush over top of like gradients of white, but also over top of gradients of metallics like silvers and stuff.
Spicy.
Pretty big fan of that.
Oh yeah, you've been loving
of that technique. Yeah.
in this Summer of Chaos, especially.
The Summer of Chaos.
Well, I guess it started with Spring of Chaos with you because Alpha Legion. Or sorry, Night Lords.
Night Lords. Yeah, that was.
Remember that?
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's funny, we have like this, there's like this White Dwarf bingo card, and that was in a White Dwarf that I got early on, and Meg was really into it, so we have it on our refrigerator and we both mark it. And she's, Meg has a full-time job and is working on one army, so like Grave Lords. And she's like, oh, look, I checked this off today. And she's like, what do you have to check off? I'm like, let me see. And I check like, I just go through, like I do it like once every couple months, and I just check like 6 things off. I'm like, whole unit. I'm like, okay, Night Lords, character, like unit of 5. Okay,
Right.
I don't know, Canine Shadowstalker. Like, I had to think about, like, did I already use that? And then, like, you write them down. It's like, piece of scenery. Okay, I did like, you know what I mean?
That's
Like, because
fun.
that's what
I love it.
That's just what I'm doing right now.
That's what you do. That's
So
your life.
it's like I feel a little like the card is not intended for me.
It's probably not intended for professional Warhammer people now.
No,
I don't think that's generally the audience.
but it's still fun
But
to.
you can have fun with it.
You
nice.
we like to have fun.
Yeah, we have fun here.
We like to have fun. Oh man, I'm so excited to use the Master of Executions.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm sure he's gonna like. He's a prime candidate for new model syndrome.
Oh, For sure. People get so excited with their my master execution does this, this, and this, and this. And you're like, and then they just die.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pick up the unit character blocking him.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, did you want to just take them off the table? Because there's a Master of Executioner standing right in front of the unit of aggressors. Is that the plan?
Is that what? Are you sure? I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm just digging this guy.
I hear Airbrush contrast is good. Yeah, it's been good. I'm doing that with my Skaven, actually. Only for the Warpstone, actually. What I've been doing is I've been... so I prime in black, and then I take white, and I kind of paint the highlights of, where I want the different shading to go from light to dark.
Yeah.
And then I do the Striking Scorpion green contrast over it. It's tough because the contrast paints are actually surprisingly thick. So if
Yeah, they are.
if you're not careful, the whole thing will just be green, So I had to be very light with it so I
Now
keep the undershading.
they still do the contrast medium. You can thin them down.
You can thin them down.
I've been enjoying that. That's how I do makeup on my daughter's Arcane.
Yeah,
I use contrast paint and I just thin it down.
that's cool.
With the contrast medium. I'm loving the contrast medium. Like I kind of don't leave home without it
That's great.
when I'm working with contrast. And it's really good for like makeup, for like eyeshadow.
On models.
Yeah, not on people. Maybe on people.
Maybe. Models are people too.
It's true. So yeah, I have been enjoying it. And I don't know, it's interesting. GW is so like they always seem a little reluctant to me to like embrace airbrushing. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like it's such a loss, not for them to never like talk about and point out, like, not that there aren't plenty of other people on YouTube that do it,
Sure.
including us right now, but like they never talk about how awesome these paints are through an airbrush.
Yeah.
Over top of their own like layers of silver and stuff, right?
I know. It's all GW paints.
Yeah, not when I go over top of white, because I don't really like Citadel whites. They're like, I don't...
I'll tell you a secret, Zach.
What's that?
You know how they sent us 6 cans of the new primer?
Yeah.
I haven't used any of it.
Yeah, that I'm like, definitely I would try it. But I don't think, I don't love like Airbrush White Scar. I like the titanium, this AK.
I love that AK one. I need to buy some.
Yeah.
But I need to order online, huh? We can't really get it around here.
You can.
Would you tell me if I could?
If it's next time it's at Santa Clara, I'll get a bunch and you can have some.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because I did clean them out not long ago.
Yeah.
And that meant 2. There were 2 left and I took them.
I don't even bother looking because I just assumed you found them first.
Or Cat, because Cat loves it too, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Dude, if I was stocking a store, I'd just be like, we have all the Vallejo blue-green you need.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, the other weird thing about this guy's torso is he's got these upside-down skulls on it.
Is he really?
Yeah, because I did it upside down.
No, I know. I just... just keeps biting you, huh?
It's fine. I'm not that worried about it. I actually kind of like the burst of bone it puts down by his abdomen.
Yeah, in some ways it's more interesting.
Yeah, definitely in some ways it's more interesting. That remains true. All right, let's see. Moving on. He's coming along.
Yeah, I like it.
The torso in general is honestly like, I almost would never say this about a GW sculpt, but it's almost like a little sloppy what's going on.
I mean, it is upside down. So.
No. Even like beyond that as an issue.
Okay.
I find that it's a little sloppy, if that makes sense. Like
On this guy?
Yeah, like it's not clear. It's one of those situations where it's like it's not exactly clear what's up. You know that sometimes, and I know
I'm really struggling here.
I know, it's upside down. That's why. Like no.
That's up is down.
That's not it. It's just like in general, I can't really tell like what's going on with the bones, and like kind of combining with his Space Marine gear. It's just like a little bit of a messy situation.
Yeah, that's fair.
It happens. It's a thing.
It happens.
Yeah. But it's pretty rare in GW sculpts. I think of that as more of like, oh, cool, I picked up this like $2 Reaper miniature.
Yeah.
And like, wait, this guy's holding a book. Wait, did they try to put a pattern on this book? What is happening on this book? Like, or like, oh, this guy's got like a scabbard for his sword next to his robe. Like, wait, where's the robe stop and the sword scabbard begin? Like that kind of thing is going on. And like,
Totally.
you can look, I'll pass him to you when he's like, but like, I'm having a hard time like seeing where things are to pick out everything that's going on his like chest.
I feel you.
It looks like there's like a bone crest type thing of like 2 or 3 or I'm not sure, like skulls. Like look right in the middle of it. And again, yes, it's upside down. I know that. Here, I have this shoulder zoom. It's your head, so just. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, it is kind of.
It's like
fuzzy.
it's a little fuzzy in there. What's going on? And I hate that.
Wow, that's weird.
And like I'm very happy with the way this guy's coming out,
Yeah.
except for that area right now because I don't know what to paint.
So
I don't know
what it
going
is.
on.
I think.
I have to look at their model.
Yeah, it's
Their
the
picture online.
sorry chat. It's a skull, and on either side there's like the little arrows. You know, the chaos arrows.
Okay.
So like let's zoom out just a little bit so I can. It like comes in and it's like arrows, and then it curves out again. Like,
Yeah.
It's like
It's-
this. It's like woo, and then it's like an arrow, and then it's like that on
Yeah.
either side.
And then meanwhile, there's a skull in the middle of all
Oops,
of
messed
this.
that one up. Oh, messed it up. Yeah, and then there's like a little skull. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, that's a little. It's a little much.
It's a lot. Which
It's a
means
li-
this is like all silver, but then you want this bone. And
Yeah.
this is the blue.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I see it. I see. Oh, okay. That's doable now though. Now that I know that and I see what
Yeah.
you're talking about, that's doable. Well, yeah, I just gotta paint that up silver. That's gonna look good.
Maybe you just like fill in the skull with paint.
Fill in the
So we won't
skull.
see there's an upside down skull.
Man, I really wish I had this stupid Soulblight Gravelord paint now. The gray wash. I want to use it on these heads that he's holding in his
Right.
hand. I think
Looking around.
I was trying to use it somewhere. I was like, where can I use this? Is it in here? Ah, it's driving me nuts. Is this it? Yes. Okay, I found
Nice.
it. All right, here we go. Again, what people have said previously is that they used it on things and nothing happened. Some people were saying like maybe it's cool to use this over dark, over black.
What?
And let it fall into recesses, like maybe pin wash white into black.
That doesn't sound
Like if you want it like black colored towel and then you want it to, I don't know.
That sounds highly optimistic. Paint would be magic if it could do that. Actual magic.
It's also like, I'm shaking the heck out of it and I can see the white pigment like not.
Yeah, you really want to get these ones to shake. Shake it up.
Yeah, it is a bit of a busy model, Friday. You're right.
All right, making progress. Why is there you go. Cool.
Did you say why isn't it cool? Is that what you just said?
That's exactly what I said.
Okay.
The airbrush hose somehow ended up behind me.
Oh my god, I cannot get this.
Song out of my head.
No, this spot on the Soulblight gray to not be.
Shaking a bottle next to the mic sounds funny. It's probably like a kind of sound.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's try this Soulblight gray. Oh man, this is interesting. It's cool. It's dingy.
It's dingy.
It's like it's a warm gray.
Right. We're in a smart channel now.
Oh, I hate it.
What are you applying it on?
He's got these like 2 heads that he's carrying around,
Uh-huh.
and they aren't quite skulls. Like the hair is still on there.
Right.
But I want them to look like they're maybe like kind of old.
Right. They're like getting there.
Yeah.
That's his lucky heads. That's fair. He seems like a weird enough guy. Are you still attaching this thing with pliers, Zach? Psycho.
I don't think so.
Or just have really strong.
Not on that one.
All right. Well, when you're done, you need your man hands. Oh.
You get it?
No, I just slipped.
If you can't get it, I'm not gonna be able to get it.
Look at your hands. You got strong hands. Worksman hands. Just saying, look. If there was like a revolution, you'd be fine. Look
What?
at your hands. I have like aristocracy.
That was supposed to come off, right?
This is your airbrush.
No, that you knew that one came off insanely easy. Like,
Okay.
okay, this is the one you're trying hard to get off.
I don't know. I'm just trying to do my diligence and clean this thing.
Okay,
Wow. See. Worker hands.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm okay. Yeah, has something to do with having worker hands, not because I'm just very alarmed at how easy both of those came off.
No, it's
And I don't want to be rude about it, but they. I
Um,
think it's like a touch thing, like just being familiar with it or something.
Yeah, and the calluses from working in the fields also help.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
I don't know how that. I'm alarmed you weren't able to do that. I also use this. It's just like a microfiber. It's like very grippy.
Yeah.
Those white rags I think are not.
It just slid.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, the Soul Blight Gray is kind of interesting. I don't hate it, but it is very subtle. But it did add. You know what it really did is it took something that I had painted. It was kind of a tannish color, and then I did white over top of it, and it took that and gave white. It like gave white depth without being like too dark, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of into it.
Okay.
I mean, I need to do more to them, but like
Okay.
it they still like read as white. I think.
Yeah, it's subtle, which is why it's interesting because that like subtle is not generally what contrast is, you know. So it's kind of a cool
Yeah,
tool.
yeah. It's an interesting tool. I'm kind of into it.
We do need a shirt that says "I need your man hands." Get on that.
I just okay. All right, now we'll go back and use the non-oil in their hair. How's it going over
Hi.
there?
Is this friction normally here?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just very paranoid about breaking your airbrush.
No, there's like a little. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's like holding these heads.
You think they're like, did he bring them with him?
Yeah, like he came to battle with heads.
Like if they're old,
yeah, right.
has he been fighting for a
That's
while?
my point. Like it's kind of crazy. Like he's showing up with these heads.
That's so weird. Not healthy.
No, it's a problem. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. What time have we got here? Ooh, 8:30. We gotta get moving. We gotta do some fan stuff for
Yeah,
sure.
let's do some fan stuff.
And I want to get this guy to an area where he's presentable to the public.
Totally.
And I think he's pretty close. The only thing that I would probably also add to make him presentable is do the OSL on the axe. But we're gonna call him.
Yeah.
We're gonna say this is where we're stopping on him tonight. So let's show fans. I'll put him back on the glam cam with his buddies.
Sounds
There's
wunderbar.
still some more work to do on him.
Yeah.
Up. He's got to come back around
Wait
now.
for it. Wait for it.
Here's his buddies,
Looking good.
his Alpha Legion friends, the inner circle. These folks
Buds.
up to their old tricks.
Yeah.
Okay, there he is.
What a Legion of Dune vibe. I love
He's
it.
got like a little bit of an Uncle Fester vibe, and I like it.
Yeah, he does. I love it.
He's a little Uncle Fester
so
going on.
pretty.
Yeah, he's gonna look cool. I'm very excited for him to get done. I'm gonna do his axe will have this kind of orange glow that these guys have.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put a little bit of, very carefully, I'll probably like thin it with contrast medium. The fresh blood kind of on the lower part of his head. I actually want to keep his bald white, pallid white head pretty much like it is.
That's cool.
Because it is a real part of the model that draws you in.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like I actually like that his face and head is visible. that he's got this green eye, and then he's got an empty eye socket. I had to clean up the torso, the upside down torso as well. One of my favorite parts of this model is definitely his right shoulder pad with the bone, the rib cage.
Yeah.
I'm digging that.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm into this guy.
He's a great model.
He's going to be super fun. And like I said, kind of just like a fun model to play.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, who wants one little character to like run around?
Exactly.
I wish more armies had that. Like,
right?
Honestly, like I wish more armies had like Gene Stealer cults have that in spades, right?
So much.
I wish more armies had like, here's the elite slot. It's one character. You toss them in.
Yep.
And he can do some stuff like Tau. We have the Kroot Shaper, but he
Can't really do stuff.
doesn't really do stuff.
Yeah, I agree, and it's kind of cool, especially with limited Nephilim assets, because you don't really have a ton of CP to spend on him. But it's fine. Like it kind of keeps him cheap in every way.
Yeah.
In points and CP, and he's fun.
Yeah. Okay, these guys look super cool. There's a number of pictures of these Nurgle guys.
Yeah.
And the person who did it, I can't remember the user, but he was like, "Oh, I'm not super happy with these." Dude, I think they look great.
They look awesome.
Yeah.
That's super impressive.
Yeah. Okay, here's like this Skaven themed Chaos Knight army.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Ah, look at the little tail.
Yeah. They have
so
a
cool.
few, and it's a whole army, and it's looking pretty cool.
That's amazing.
And it is really, if you think about it, a cool kind of like 41st millennium, interesting like little world where Skaven would be.
Yeah.
Like there's this like
Yeah.
little imperial world that's been ruined, and there are these like little rat people. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
fall into chaos, right? Like it's like a kind of a cool story. Just something you think is enough to swing in 40K. A lot going on the base, which I like a lot
Yeah,
too. It's very
base.
diorama-y.
Helps finish it off for sure.
Do you think those are the ones you do? The
I was
little
gonna-
3D printed ones?
Those look like them,
Like
honestly.
cactuses. No, oh no, this is a crystal.
There's the little
These are
crystals.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
those are the same ones I
Yeah.
use for Warpstorm on my Skaven.
Yeah, really
Very cool.
really cool knight.
Yeah.
This guy is super cool, just really well done.
Wow. I actually, and I don't even know, this is a conversion.
Yeah, I forget
Super
what
cool.
what this was for. I think it's AdMech or something.
That's awesome. Very, like, I don't know, it feels like a painting. I love the cool tones, very restrained. Beautiful.
Yeah, this is really cool. Okay, here's Broken Chefs for kind of airbrush
Totally.
airbrush endeavors. The Beetles here.
I love it, man.
Yeah, looking cool. I love this color palette. I mean, this is
Yeah.
similar to the Alpha Legion, except like the blue and green accent together, or excuse me, orange and blue, or excuse me, orange and
Green?
green
Are you right?
are cool together, but not alone, which is kind of like salamanders.
Yeah.
I like them with like black, white, blue, almost anything. They almost like go with anything, right?
And so, yeah.
Not purple.
You couldn't think of the colors, so you decided to name all the colors so that you could prove that you could name them.
Yeah. I like all the colors.
It looks awesome. I've been following Broken Chef on Instagram a lot lately. I've been popping up in my feed, which is awesome. Oh, so the last character was from Grimaldus' retinue, which
Oh,
is why
okay.
we hadn't seen him.
Okay.
Very cool.
Some cool terrain. This is 3D printed. There's a lot of pictures of this.
Yeah.
It looks really good. It's also like very segmented. It's gonna be easier to store.
Yeah, it's modular.
Yeah, very modular. Lots of options. I like this. And I'd be curious where this came from. I'm probably gonna reach out to this person and ask because I like a lot of it.
It's cool. It's like imperial, but not. It's almost like a Greco. It's almost like a Roman hill fort, but the like 40K version,
Exactly.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff. Okay. So
Hey, what up?
someone took trees, like crappy plastic trees that they ordered from Wish,
Yeah.
and just like
That's
piled
so
them onto
funny.
their Titans train.
I love it.
I kind of like it, right?
Yeah. It adds a lot. The scatter
Yeah.
is just great.
Yeah.
So, we use that on stream, and we're a big fan of it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I
love
like it. I like it. I like this guy. This guy, like this Iron Warriors paint job on this not Contemptor,
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like what a Leviathan would actually look like.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
Beat to all heck.
yeah.
Scratched, dented, paint peeling, but like still kicking. It looks like a beetle you just can't kill.
It looks like, yeah, and just like in general, the Iron Warriors paint scheme, which is not my favorite,
Oh yeah.
because of how realistic it is.
Right.
Is good for that, right? So for
Totally.
me, I respect and appreciate it, but it's not like for me. But weathering it and just having this silver with the hazard striping and then the weather, it just like this looks like, yeah, like if I saw this without those terrifying blade arms and the weird face thing, like it almost looks like a piece of modern like machinery.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
yeah. Totally agreed. Which works really well.
I
with
like
it.
that for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
This super cool guy. Don't know what this is. This is
Oh,
is it Dark Apostle or
you know what this is.
a Cipher?
No.
No.
It's a chaplain.
Oh, it's just a chaplain.
So he's got some converted parts. Are those kitty ears? Am I just imagining that?
Yeah,
I'm getting it.
yeah.
We're looking at the kitty ears. Like totally kitty ears. Okay. You guys still hear me? Oh, they're not kitty ears.
They're not kitty ears. Yeah.
They were kitty ears.
I would have remembered kitty ears.
Yeah, but the Crozius is converted, which is awesome. That flaming thing.
Okay.
Everything else is the model, which looks so sick. That's the Indominus one. We don't have a ton of them around here, so maybe that's why.
Okay.
awesome.
Okay. All right, back to this now. Hold on. We had to do two separate fan things.
Totally.
Okay, just a cool night. Also cool base.
Ooh, this feels very wholesome.
Armiger. Yeah,
Makes me very happy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it looks like I want to see a whole army of these, and it just looks like it's like, yeah, like you said, just like nice.
Like I want to live on this feudal planet
Yeah.
and to have them protecting me. You know?
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Oh, okay.
Whoa,
This is
cool.
some Lumineth, and this is actually Dr. Toomer, who I see in chat here right now, who I've chatted with a little bit. I haven't actually met him yet in person, but he's a Sigmar player in the area here,
nice.
here in the Bay Area.
That's awesome.
And he's got these kind of like really dark red and black and silver Lumineth, which I'm digging. I always feel like I want this army to be bright and pretty, but like here they're dark and pretty, and it turns out it still looks good.
It works really well.
Turns out, still the most beautiful faction in that Games Workshop has made.
The model line is just stunning. So very, very cool.
Yeah, super cool. Awesome work, Dr. Toomer. I love this guy. He had a couple others there as well, but I thought that was like the coolest picture.
Yeah.
Also in Plague Drone.
Yeah.
The painter of this model was like, oh, I think I need to work on the research how to do the lens, and I don't know, from the lens is looking pretty good.
It looks great.
Yeah, I think you're good.
I'm into it.
Don't ruin it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting up again. I just want to see closer.
Yeah,
it looks great.
It's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The closer, there's like almost like a nice blend to it right now.
Right, exactly, right? He's got like the yellow, orange thing, red thing going on.
Easy to mess that up,
Yeah.
right? No, that looks awesome.
What would you do? What could you do? I don't know. You could do, like, I hate to say this, but honestly, here's what I might do. I might take Minotaur Ghost Tint, yellow or amber, two colors I have used, and just really carefully go over it.
Yeah.
And I might even thin it down with contrast medium at first. But that might make it, well, one, it's going to put a gloss on it,
Right.
if that's what you want. But two, it's going to maybe make it just look a little richer,
Yeah.
which I don't know what you need. Also, I would just say this about lenses. Our instinct sometimes is to like paint this blending on them like this, which is good, and then put a gloss over top of them.
Yeah.
Remember, that gloss is going to play with light in a weird way.
Sure.
And so I think the gloss is almost I only like it when I'm doing like a dark lens.
Right.
But like, I don't know that I'd want gloss on this.
I agree. I think when either you're painting the reflection,
Yeah.
or you're making a glossy, and then it's going to use the reflection that's in
You
real
use
world.
one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say with this, because he kind of has that blend of the lens, don't do that. But if you wanted to, you could do that kind of sharper light source. You know, you have like the two white dots in the corner and the white dot, like the line in the dot. Again, that's one of the easiest things to mess up. And it can make the thing look a little stylized, a little cartoony. So that's personally like a personal choice, right? Death Guard can go that way, but they can also be very
they can look
grimy
cool
and
that
grungy.
way, actually.
Yeah. So I think that's an opinion. You know, it's whatever you have a preference for. But I totally agree on the whole gloss thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Icbard.
Oh,
like Bart.
dang.
And he got it. He so I'm gonna reach out to him and because I tried this.
Yep.
Right, you came in and saw my experiment. We're like, it didn't work.
Yeah.
I've tried a few others since then. I've been kind of like doing a couple, and I've gotten it to be a little bit better, but it's still hard.
Yeah.
And for context, folks, this is sort of my plan for the Alpha Legion bases. Ultimately,
Yeah.
is to have them kind of in this water.
Totally.
Super cool terrain.
Whoa.
This thing is shockingly modular. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to say. I guess there's a bunch of them. He's done a lot of these.
So good.
Yeah, the inside looks really cool. I didn't take a picture of it because I just wanted to get the outside, but on the Discord under terrain, there's a number of pictures of this.
This looks awesome. I still love these old, like the base you can see is those old style ruins, and they're just great.
That's
'cause they're so modular.
the board you like of mine a lot. The Mall Sea City. This
Yeah,
one in the
exactly.
in the heap down here.
Big fan. Yeah, that's what I have at home. That's kind of actually that's what I grew up playing basically.
I like
ruins.
those too.
They're great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sun.
nice.
Now we gotta talk a little bit about the Purple Sun. I was at Sigmar GT this weekend, O Town Throwdown with 70-some people, and this is the hot thing in Sigmar meta right now.
Yep.
I'm not sold on it.
Yeah.
You and I were talking about it a little bit earlier. I think off air. I don't think we talked about this on air today.
No.
I'm not sold on it, but it is insanely cool looking.
It's so cool. I just built mine,
Yeah.
and I've been like debating how to paint it because you can do really cool effects like this.
Yes.
In
In general, like once all the endless spells dropped in price with the latest CHB, I bought all of them.
Yep. Good. Good.
And Meg's gonna paint some. I'm gonna let her paint the Purple Sun because it's Purple Sun of Shyish, which is like the undead.
Yep.
And it's really it looks good coming out of Soul Blight or coming out.
Yeah.
It's not really a Daughters of Cain thing.
No, exactly. Yeah, I think
We have
if
our
you
own endless spells.
Yeah, that's true. If you need a paint project, if you're like stuck in something, if you play OS or almost no way, even if you don't,
Even if you
pick
don't.
them up.
Yeah.
It's fun. They're all unique and like different challenges.
Yeah.
Ton of fun. I just did the Screaming Bridge actually. I'll have to bring it in.
That's right. I will also say this. There's some really awesome conversion bits in here to add to your models.
Oh yeah.
I think you could use something like this to get the basis of an interesting Demon Prince.
So I've seen this doing some amazing Catans. Non-humanoid Catans, because they're like, it's kind of weird the Catans are like shaped like humans. Like, why would they be like
It's
that?
like a beholder from D&D.
Yeah, well, they'll even like cover up the skull here, and so it's like this kind of scary.
Oh, I saw the orb. Yeah, there's like a weird
Yeah,
orb thing.
and it's like almost oozy. It's so alien, really freaky.
I think there's also some avenue here for like a Chaos Nighthead.
Oh, that'd be fine. I love it.
There's a guy, the guy who won Best Painted at Old Town Throwdown.
Yeah.
The Pendulum.
Yeah.
He his War Balsam Maw Crusher
Yeah.
had that axe.
Oh, that's
had
cool.
the pendulum
So
as
it's like
an
he's
axe.
throwing it.
Well, no, he was like holding
he's
it
just
up.
holding
like
it. Okay,
it was
okay,
like,
okay.
and
Yeah.
they have a weapon that once per game. They have an artifact that like once
Yeah.
per game does more damage or something.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's like
Yeah.
+2 damage. or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
crazy.
and that's like what he was using it
That's
as.
fun.
But if you go through and look at all of the line of endless spells, you can do some
Yeah.
crazy conversions with them.
100%.
Cody, this looks amazing. Cody also had the Emerald Life Swarm.
Oh, that
and
was
it looked
him.
it looked cool. It was like
Yeah.
very neon green.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
But I thought the Purple Sun, I like the purple and the magenta and the shading he did.
Yeah, that
Really
fade
cool.
is nice.
Yeah. So we've been seeing this. We've been seeing this unfold for months now, and I think this is a finished one.
I love it.
But it looks really cool.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's Mimiara. I forget what
Could be, yeah.
what he's
Oh,
calling
the
it.
symbols
I think they are
in theory tell us.
Yeah.
That's so
The
cool.
colors are Mimiara as well. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
And the gemming, it's beautiful.
And one thing that's so crazy about this, if you look at the colors going on, it's like red, green, and blue.
Exactly. That's just what I was thinking.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
I've said this before. Like if you were like, yeah, I've got red, green, and blue Eldar, I'm kind of thinking, oh, this will be great.
Red, green, blue, black, white, and orange. The gems are orange.
Yeah.
And just like, what? But it works.
Yeah.
Very cohesive. I
does
love
work.
it.
And with the Martian base rustic thing.
Yeah.
But it's not Martian. It's like canyon. It's like
Oh, yeah.
right because it's red with the green grass. Yeah.
That's fun.
I really love this. Saresco, here he is.
Oh, my God. Stop it. So beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
I'm so excited for him to. So the ether wings and the
Yeah.
Gryph-hounds I gave him, I was like, I could pick a color and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, nah, you do it. I did show, he has seen the rest of the Stormcast. And I was like, don't introduce anything too new. Like, so that's Stormcast Army that we have at the studio, silver. And then there's really purples, reds, and blues in it.
Yeah, with blue glows.
Yeah, and so I was like, keep it around red, blue, purple. Like, I don't really want to get, like, subtly glowing green.
I hope he does them Bad Up War Salamanders.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Like, he's like, you know what? I just couldn't quite get away from the Bad Ab War Salamanders thing.
He's like, what do you think? It's great.
It does look well done. That's what I'm saying to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you around.
Yeah, let me know if you want me to do any more work for you.
Yep. Yeah, maybe some salamanders might be great.
But I was thinking maybe Bad Ab War time.
Ceresco, there it is. Wow. Yeah, Ceresco.
He's like, now I have to repaint. I'm starting all over.
No, I haven't given them to him yet. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, Ceresco, don't paint the ether wings or anything, really. And, okay.
Oh, we
were just talking about how we don't want you to paint the ether wings or the anything in the style of Bad Ab War Salamanders as much as we love it. Yeah. But I am excited to see what he does with it, because other than, like, hey, like, and even if he, like, I told him, like, if you think you can make some green or some yellow work, like, I'm all right with it.
Well, yeah,
like,
it's a fun painter's project, because you can do almost anything,
Both of those, yeah.
That'll be super fun.
He's kind of stuck with the silver armor on a lot of things, but other than that, I was like, have fun with it. And I'm giving him a lot of like animals that we don't already have.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we don't have ether wings. We do have Griffhounds, but
just like one.
There's like one or two.
Yeah.
And there's also a wizard on a Griff Charger we're giving him.
Yup.
So there's a number of things he's getting that aren't already in the army that are like mounts.
Totally.
And I'm like, yeah, just have some fun with it.
That's fun.
And that's it.
Nicely done. Yeah, I'll come back.
Yeah. Okay, look. How far did you get?
I actually got done what I wanted to get done, which is to say the skin. I'll put it on the turntable.
Let's do it.
But I'm really happy with it. It was, frustrating at first.
You can just move Uncle Fester and his buddies.
Fester. Get out of here, pals. Make way for the queen. Oh, she's a little tall. Little tall. Boop.
Yeah, looking good.
Thank you. I'm happy with it. Largely there on the skin. A lot more nuance there. A lot more natural, actually, which was honestly one of the things. Like, the way that she was done before, she just felt, I don't know, it didn't work. It didn't feel real. Which I know they're demons. They're, like, incorporeal. But this one feels much more physical. So I'm excited to kind of go back in and do the rest. Tonight, I'll probably be doing the brushwork, because that's kind of the next step. You can see getting all, like, the leather and the straps and everything. And then I might airbrush them. I also might need to find the actual Shalaxley robes. This is like the normal robes because it's all magnetized. But hers are like curling up. They're really epic, and they actually like, her robes are like animated and they like grab you. So I'll have to find where those parts are, but I'm happy with it. So thanks for letting me use your airbrush.
Yeah, of course. Ogre Barbarian, no, I do need to read your super chat. Thank you. I actually skipped it by accident. Sorry about that, but thank you. I just saw it here, and it's pretty funny. AO Titans, hobby hanging. Thank you, Ogre Barbarian, by the way. Hobby hanging, happy hobbying, he says, not hobby hanging. I tend to let my daughter paint my bomb squigs, and
cool.
It has led to my AOS army being Gloomspike Gits.
Yes!
And she paints them.
That's awesome!
People love Gloomspike Gits.
That's because they're the best faction, probably of all time.
Yeah, they're really cool. I feel like there's just so much love for this people just love this faction. Yeah.
They're so fun. They're cool. They're a joy to paint and a joy to play.
Yeah, I am really excited. We know that this book is due soon. We think they've given a roadmap, and I think there are 2 destruction armies that are due.
Right, and
Orcs are done, and Sun's got a White Dwarf. So it doesn't take a genius to figure out it's ogres and Gloomspike.
Yeah, which is exciting. It's weird because, again, I'm based off of the next box. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's going to be Tzeentch and Lumineth, which means, like, is the next box a double destruction box? That sounds awesome.
Ogres versus Gloomspike Gits? They did a double order box.
We're going to buy so many of that box.
If that is a box, we're going to buy so many. Because we have a ton, and we're waiting, and we will probably this fall paint up the walking ogre boys.
Yep.
Bridger's been excited about them.
Yeah. That'll be a good opportunity.
But Yeah, that would be a cool box.
That'd be that'd be an amazing box.
Do you remember the last Ogre box? Ogres had a box already.
Yeah, it was against
called-
Bone Reapers, right?
Yeah, it's called
Feast of Bone.
Feast of Bone.
Yeah.
Not the best name that GW has ever come up with. Sort of weird.
Fair enough.
Ogres, we were talking about them at Old Town Throwdown, and we were saying, why do people love ogres so much? And we were like, I think it's like the reality of being hungry all the time.
Yeah,
like-
very relatable.
like-
Probably the most relatable.
Yeah, like they're a little more, like Tyranids are similar. They're kind of the
Yeah.
Tyranids of AOS. Like they just
Right.
want to eat everything. But like they're a little more real than Tyranids,
Yeah,
right? They're just like,
they're always one of two things: hungry or eating.
they're eating, yeah.
And I feel personally attacked, but
yeah,
you know,
this concept.
very cool. I have a soft spot for them too, because like when they kind of did their big revamp, way back when, I was reading at the time. I think it's actually from the Dragonlance world, Minotaur Wars, by Richard Knack, who is the main author for a lot of the Diablo stuff. So he wrote all the Diablo books.
Okay.
So pretty good author actually, and it was very cool. Like Minotaurs as kind of Greco-Roman culture and all the backstabbing and like politicking, but they're like Minotaurs, so it's even cooler.
Yeah, that's cool.
And one of their main things that they would fight against was these ogres that were just like, they kind of described them just like fantasy ogres. So I always, and they would like enslave the Minotaurs and classic stuff.
Yeah,
classic ogre stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they do in WoW too.
Yeah,
up.
they're cool. A double destruction box would be cool. Yeah, because what else is...
Well, we know it's 2 destruction coming in. They posted the like factions.
Yeah.
And so like it was like fall or summer. It's double destruction, and then I forget what, but that's what it. Oh, because it was 4. It was 4 together, and it was 2 destruction, a chaos, and an order. And so order is Lumineth, chaos is Tzeentch,
Yeah.
2 destruction.
And then in January is Slaves of Darkness,
Right.
which they literally already like told. They like
Which they did.
they like there's a bunch of question marks, and then January's like Slaves of Darkness is actually coming.
They're like, by the way, the 7th book is this book.
It's not a surprise. We're not, yeah. Which actually I have to admit, like that is probably the Chaos Army that I think looks the coolest. I do
they're
love
cool.
that look of those old Chaos Warriors.
Yeah.
And seeing them come back,
Right, yeah.
along with like what mortals like you can toss in there
Yeah,
now, like
yeah.
like little guys. It's kind of a cool look.
I hope they redo the. Well, I do and I don't hope they do redo the Marauders, because they need to be redone. There's also a ton of amazing Marauder, like alternates you can do.
Oh, I see.
Like Blood Reavers should just be Marauders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's exciting, and double destruction.
How crazy!
That box.
That's like a Zach like meme, like Necrons on Necrons level.
Yeah.
Double destruction box.
Yeah. But they, like I said, they did Deepkin versus Fire Slayers. They did a double order
Yeah.
box.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Hey, we did it.
yeah,
We did 2 shows today. Whew,
we
what
did a
day.
lot. Yeah.
Folks, do you have anything else? What's going on?
coming
Yeah,
up?
what is going on?
So tomorrow's Thursday, which means it's another show. I'm going to be playing against Mr. John. Are you producing?
I am producing.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we get to hang out. It's been nice. So tomorrow it's going to be the Chaos Knights against the Iron Hands. Funny enough, so it's going to be Dreads versus Mechs. No, robots, mechs versus mechs. Anyway, this is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Good versus evil. Zach's going to be producing. It's going to be a hoot and a holler and a ton
Yeah.
of fun. And Friday on Tabletop Titans, we have a game. The Saturday game is moved to Friday because we're going to be doing some traveling, so we'll be out of town. So that is going to be a classic battle of good versus evil, Black Legion Terminators with Abaddon versus Grey Knight Paladins
Yep.
with Khaldor
Yep.
Drago.
Lindsay will be producing that. I'll be in the house for that, though.
Yeah.
So we'll be fun.
It's going to be a ton of fun. Other than that, lots of stuff coming up next week. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't spoil it, but it's going to be fun. And next week on Hobby Titans, do we know, or are we leaving it up for a surprise?
Leaving it up for a surprise.
Sounds
yeah,
good.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
good.
It'll be cool. Okay, I think that's it.
I think that'll do it.
Guys, as we like to say, be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and always be creating. See you guys.